I think. What
Have a good free here, man.
Yeah, they've won.
Yeah, let's hope Monaco go 1-0 up, because then we can take PSG and play.
He's goal. Nothing really else on decent tonight, is there? Birmingham.
PSG women just went up 1-0.
There's our women's football correspondent there now, David Slattery.
Man, what's Darcy thinking about this little fetish that's developing with you watching women's football?
Obviously,
Goals.
It's ever since he lost all our money on
under
it.
Yeah.
He lost that 250 quid on us.
the three women's touch games now, all 2-0, 3-0, 2-1. I actually think that 0-all, I think, is still the last 0-all that has happened in the league, like whatever.
Like, there's a chance we might never get back to 20 bets, and our best ever attempt was lost on an impulsive purchase on women's football.
The more I think about it, he must have just flicked onto the match and liked what he saw, and then just that was it. Got excited.
Like, yeah. You know when you go into the market, you can't watch the match unless you've got a bet on it. That must have what been happening. Like, he needed to get the bet on so that he could watch it. But you had to walk away from a little impulse bet the other night.
You bet
did
over
you?
100 quid, you get the close-ups.
The only fans.
The halftime show.
Yeah, I was very close to.
We're back now.
I think we're back, but there's something seriously wrong with something. YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain smooth streaming. As such, yours will experience buffering. So apologies to the two people who are experiencing the buffering.
Yes, PK and Gary.
I'm not actually. So.
Yeah.
My mother, my father.
My whole family. Yeah, I mean, can we reboot anything, LB, or is it just we're just kind of like on with the
I tried that. I see. Does it come back? I honestly,
I take it has to be between your computer and YouTube and internet and all. Like, it's nothing to do with any of the four of us, right?
I really can't see how it could be. I mean, the worst that would happen with one of you four is that the input into the OBS would be slow.
Yeah.
And apologies for anyone who's listening to this boring talk, if anyone is watching.
Desktop support.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue on with this for a few minutes and see how it pans out. I've got the stream in front of me just in case. So if anyone is watching and you're seeing some technical difficulties, please bear with us. We're not 100% sure what's causing it at the minute, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
The PSG match is going nice and slow anyway, so that's kind of what you'd be hoping for an in-play bet. Is that what we were saying a few moments ago?
You've backed the frozen ones, LB, have you?
Well, we're actually saying it'd be good if Monaco went 1-0 up and it give some value on PSG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Monaco 5-1. Like, they're in 5th place. I know it's early, but I mean, like, they haven't won in 3, but still, I don't know. Was 5-1 not a lot long for them? No, first against 5th.
I think so. I don't like. I mean, they probably get their asses handed to them tonight now, but I just don't think these odds they seem to be getting more extreme when any of the big names are involved. As I've been saying for a while. Yeah.
Like what I see here now. I mean, I'm on the odds checker. Like, I don't know. You know, it's like it'll show all the odds, but PSG are basically 1-2. The draws pretty much 4-1, and then Monaco are 5-1.
Yeah,
that's very big for a draw, really. And again, like we said, like a home underdog, I feel like the draw becomes much more likely. Do you know?
I think so. Like, they're so happy with it, they'll play for that, especially once it gets past 70-minute mark.
Yeah.
You know, if they're still level, they'll just be parking the bus or whatever they call it.
I think Monaco missing their main striker though. They are Ben Yedder's out. That impacts that. Jovetic is on the bench.
Plenty of action in that Italian game that you're on, LB.
Frosinone, there is plenty of action, or there isn't?
There is, yeah. I mean, plenty of shots. Both teams having shots on target.
Yeah, that was 11-8 for over 2.5 goals. It just seemed ludicrous.
1 to 10 on Bet365 for a goal, which would be, probably 1 to 8 on the exchange. Would that be something we'd consider?
Absolutely. If LB's is as adamant
I'm just going to hop in and look at
goal
the
fest.
stats on it.
Yeah, you take the stats there and I'll line this up. So
Yeah, sound, yeah. Well, I mean, whatever your opinion is going to be stronger than whatever stats I see, but I just want to back it up.
Is anyone going to ask for my opinion here or no? Okay, grand.
Well, I mean, it's on your head, Lee, so.
No, your opinion doesn't matter, man.
Thank you.
Speaking of in play, like Colchester are 18-5, and there's just over half an hour left in that game. I think that would be a great in play bet. I still have confidence that they'll win. Like,
have you been watching any of that match?
No, just on the kind of stats feed or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're behind in terms of like attacking stats, but they're absolutely dominating possession by the looks of things. It's not televised anywhere, so I can't see it. But I just think like Colchester are 6th in the league. Mansfield are 20th. And as I said, they're dominating possession. Colchester, I think 7-2 is the only negative for Colchester is they haven't won away all season.
I was just going to say Colchester have the worst away record in the league.
So.
Is that half an hour left or half an hour gone?
Left.
Half an hour left.
Okay, what's your gut telling you?
My gut is telling me the same as what I'm doing. If I thought it was going to come in, I'd back it. I'm not backing it.
That's confrontation.
It's a no bet. It's a no bet for me. Like, but if it comes in, I'm more than happy for Gary. Obviously, Gary or whoever backs it.
Of course, there's no begrudgers here. I mean, Jesus, we're always happy for winners.
It's just not a bet for me. That's all.
Secretly cheering against me, PK. Thanks very much.
He's laying on the exchange, I guarantee.
Laying it the fuck.
Oh wait, I never even thought about actually laying it on the exchange. Yeah, good.
Rubbing his crucifix under the desk there.
If that's what you
rubbing under the desk anyway.
Yeah.
What are you looking to back in that one, Gary? A goal or Mansfield to win, or what?
Colchester to win.
Oh,
That's just looking at a goal.
4-1 now.
A goal market. It's probably even money for a goal at this stage, isn't it?
Well, Mansfield are dominating that game. Like Colchester haven't had a shot on target.
Won't you be spitting out?
They have on Betfair stats.
Okay.
They've won
Betfair
on
count.
Anyway, Colchester. That's the.
They are? Okay.
The rolling kitty is 203 available for playing around, so we can put a small token gesture on Colchester for Gary there to keep him happy if we want.
Don't put the 3 now.
No.
375 actually.
No, like I'm not saying we have to back it.
Merely a
I'm not saying we
suggestion.
have to back it. I was just saying if anybody wants some in-play action, then it's a banker.
I might back it myself secretly and see what happens.
I mean, now that I've clicked onto the match, I actually would consider backing Mansfield looking at the stats.
Well, then
you're backing it off the stats. It's not on TV anywhere, but if anyone wants the in-play action, it's a banker.
It's 1-2 for a goal, like, so if you want to put the pot on that.
I think a goal could be a good
No,
show.
because it could end as a nil draw.
We don't have a clue where this game is going, so
no confidence in that call at all.
No, we can't. Move on.
If it's a goal, it's going for Colchester.
Are we getting on the Frosinone game for a goal then? So is it? Or?
It's 1.13 now for a goal. I might put the whole lot on, will I?
Go on, do it, LB. I was looking at for a goal in the Frosinone game. 1.13.
No, it's gone again, LB. So it's back.
I've been caught rotten with that a few times. Right, I'm going to pounce on this.
Yeah.
I suggested that, didn't I?
Yeah, good man, me.
Thanks, lads.
Are you still drinking that same crap, or is that a different can?
No, I'm still on the Czech Republic. I'll let you know when I go on to something new. I'll let you know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're not a man for the craft beer, no?
Mm-mm.
Slats definitely.
No. If homeless lads aren't drinking it, I'm not interested.
Oh jeez. Is there room for opening up these hipster breweries over there now?
There's a fucking big movement.
There's so many of them, PK.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. It's literally every second corner here as well.
Over here too.
There's over, like in the beer stores here, you get like there's over 350 different beers or something. Like, it's crazy.
I wouldn't mind. The inflation over here is fucking crazy. Like, fucking shopping isn't cheap, but like places selling beers for €3.50 now. €3 hipster places like that. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rip off.
Yeah.
All exploitative expats like you, Lee, causing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was like Dublin and all the Italians and all the Facebook staff arrived and just sent the prices through the roof. That's what you're doing now.
Over there. Single-handedly pushing up the cost of living in Gdansk with my expenditure levels.
Yep.
Thank you.
Discretionary.
Anchor salary.
Corporate credit card all over again.
I mean, with the places I go, they don't take credit cards, but
That's this stuff.
Controversial.
We are in a slow start to these games, boys.
Yeah, no.
Whoa! Nothing to the Netherlands, we're not.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, but you started off with a losing bet slat, so you've already failed.
That doesn't count. I started off with one winning bet and one odds-on losing bet. You know,
Yeah,
probably wouldn't have backed anyway.
if we'd listened to you then, we'd have banked on the odds on and we'd be out. We'd be dust. PK called.
Dutch.
That's it. The only lad with a loser all night, and he's throwing shade on my bets.
Shocking.
If mine has any hope, I need goals.
Have some respect,
pretty
lads.
soon in the PSG
I mean,
game.
we'll see now when Mansfield go on to win this game. I actually
I think
Someone's watching, are they?
Sorry, guys.
The stats in the Espanyol game suggest it's going to go the way I expected anyway. 66%
I
possession.
wasn't looking at that at all. Espanyol.
No shots on target for either team after 25 minutes. 66% possession, Espanyol. 1-0, here we come.
Come here.
365 are showing one shot on target for Espanyol.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to calm down so they would leave that for the second half.
Calm down. But no, that's still, that's. So, did you say you were getting 4-1 on each of those, 1-0 and 2-0?
I did them both on the exchange. So I think I got like 9-2 and 6-1.
Really?
So,
Jeez, that's decent. Like for the average odds you're getting there, like.
Yeah.
9-2, 6-2. Yeah, very good.
It's just I hate bets where one team can't score at all. Like if they score, your bet's dead. You're just stressing for the match anytime they're attacking.
I feel like I always get that wrong. Like if I back a team to win to 0, they concede in the first 15 minutes. If I back a team,
I'm through the first 15 minutes, so we live in hope.
It's another bet that I never go near. Both teams to score. No, I'm just like I don't want to be on that bet.
No. 13-8, you're like, no, couldn't look at it. Not a chance.
And it's funny, like you only need one of the two teams not to score. There has to be 2 goals in the match, one for either team. You're just like, no, I don't want to be waiting.
Yeah.
The thing about this one is too, if they score 1, I don't mind them scoring 2, but if they score the first one early, if they get it before half time, I'm going to be like, okay, slow down.
What you're really hoping for is a 0-0 after an hour, PK.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's
the boring bastard that you are.
It's the way that it's what.
Loves a good 0-0 draw. Weekend.
No, 1-0. Fucking looks like every fucking thing we put on tonight except slats is going to be 0-0 anyway. That would have been so bad.
Yeah.
Mansfield just scored, lads.
Told you. I fucking told you.
Told you. There's my lay bet in anyway, that's for sure.
I'm actually confused now. Which one of you was recommending which side of that game?
I was saying Mansfield. Gary was saying Colchester. I went and looked at the stats, and Mansfield were all over them.
We should have done the goal to have Gary bottled it on us. We'd have had that
1-2 in that game. Yeah. I merely just said that Mansfield or that Colchester wouldn't be winning. So.
PSG are up 1-0.
Yes.
Lovely stuff.
Stream's a bit behind here. It's flat sound.
Who's the siren in the background of?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Yeah, it's a good bet if you hear the siren. It's either me or Gary considering we
That's
live in
like a game of
ghettos.
guess what part of town they live in. Mbappe with his shot on target too, Gary. There's your 1 to 25 bet.
Liverpool playing down.
120. Yeah.
Come here, just while I'm watching this Monaco game, did anyone play Championship Manager back in the day? And like, obviously the European Super Cup, the European,
0102 Championship Manager.
Yeah, fucking classic. But like the European Super Cup was always in Monaco's ground, and like I always remember like looking at the statistics for the fucking facilities. Like Monaco's facilities are always terrible.
Yeah,
so, like,
14,000.
I'm always wondering what's so bad about that stadium.
Prince, what was it called again?
Well, for capacity is absolutely tiny.
Principality.
That was a great goal.
Yeah,
but that's because land is so expensive. Like,
well, like it looks like a nice stadium. I don't get why the facilities were always terrible. Ranked literally terrible. 1 out of 5. I meant to ask the makers of Championship Manager, but I never got around to it. Anyway.
Send them off a letter. Send them off a tweet.
Based on your stats and knowledge on Championship Manager, like.
Yeah.
Man, there was so many players.
Monaco's actually class, though. I'd love to go down there for a match.
Were you rocking around there, LB, with our friend? With one of our friends?
Yeah. You make a friend sound really cagey the way you said it.
I know, I'm trying to make it cagey. We obviously don't mention names on air, and, you know, I want to create some allure around this little holiday. I believe there was actually a Polish mistress involved trying to chase us around the French Riviera, wasn't there?
Wow. You said there was no such thing. We were looking, but couldn't find anybody. That was actually we actually went to a Nice match then. That same trip, that was class. They have a lovely stadium. It's a new one, but it's really slick.
One of the redeveloped ones from the tournaments they were
holding. Change the subject there, LB.
Yeah. What's that, Gary?
I said nice change of subject. Anyway.
Yeah, very nice pivot, as they'd say.
Away from
Russian women onto fucking stadiums in the south of France. Nice.
My real fetish is redeveloped stadiums in the south of France. That match, I think we were actually texting you, Gary, at the time because we had Nice backed and they were 2-0 up after 40 minutes. We were attempting to cash out. I think we had about 500 quid on them. Ended up losing 5-2. Absolutely got hockeyed in the second half. It was an absolute car crash.
Yeah, I know it was the way there was no text to join you in Nice, but just when you wanted to bet late.
Can you get on it late for it? Yeah. I don't know. Our mutual friend that Lee, for some reason, doesn't want to mention. He's organised the invites. Don't know how he didn't contact you.
Plastic LB, just point the finger
at LB. Like, I know, I was talking to Gary. Gary told me he was busy that week.
Onto a phantom.
Do you know what the worst part of that was? I'd invited Higgins and Fergal over to Gdansk that weekend. So they arrived at Gdansk, saw them for about 10 hours, and then I flew down to France to meet Kilo.
Is that not the time you fecked off the night before they arrived? Yeah, you have form for doing this, inviting people to Gdansk and then fecking off.
That was fairness, I was going to Mexico that time. I was actually reasonable. I didn't organise that trip either. But the other one was a big boo-boo. I actually think Fergal thought I was winding him up until the moment that I actually just had to say goodbye and go out and fly off.
So you basically traded in Higgins and Fergal for we'll obviously name Higgins and Fergal because, you know, whatever, but like our mutual friend, you traded
name our mafia friend.
Mafia friend.
Yeah. He has the money to sue us.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he has the eyes all over.
He could actually be damaged. The other two.
Dennis O'Brien has nothing on him.
Oh God. Yeah, but Monaco's a cool spot anyway.
I well imagine it. Expensive too, though.
Insanely expensive.
Yeah. Although the trips you were looking at, LB, that time, you know, going on for the Grand Prix, I mean, big money, but like, I'd say it's unbelievable to get there for the weekend.
Yeah,
you looking at that, LB, were you?
I follow or linked with some crowd on LinkedIn that do like kind of corporate events and trips and stuff like that, but they're obviously big F1 fans, this crowd. They're always plugging like F1 weekends away and stuff, but they rent a super yacht for the Monaco Grand Prix and they have a huge
price are you talking for that?
The guts of $1,000 per person, I'd say, but that could be like 3 nights, flights. You
That's not too bad.
Is it not $2,000, LB? No,
They had about 4 or 5 different offers out there, so I can't remember what it all totted up to. It wasn't too bad. It was one of those things that you look at it, you're like, wow, that's expensive. But actually, if you divided it out per person per night, it was pretty reasonable. So, the photos that they have up of their previous trips look class.
Yeah. Like literally what you see on TV, like the boats parked in the marina, backed up to the fucking track, and you're on the boat just.
I nearly go to their events to ask these fellas, how do you get into that? Like, how do you organize your first super yacht parked in Monaco Bay for the Formula One? Like, how does that come about? Surely it's not something.
You definitely need to know people for the likes of that.
Like for the viewers, we were a couple of the group were in Cyprus on a little COVID getaway there in September, and we rented a little ramshackle boat for about €400 to bring us around to the cove.
I think if we're talking about getting sued now, there was nothing ramshackle about the boat. It
was Jesus. I think it had its certificate to sail on the seas, but just about. But anyway, it got us around and back. But it went past this super yacht. I mean, I don't actually know. You couldn't actually describe it as a yacht, but it was like, how would you describe that, LB? Like a
super yacht. What you said.
Super yacht.
I still have a photo of it on my phone. It was. We looked it up. You could rent that boat for €875,000 a week.
A week.
It's like, that doesn't make sense.
Anyway, it's a non-sport and relating tangent, but the fact that there's people out there who'd spend that on holidays. I mean, to be honest with you, staying on that thing for a week, nah. 875,000.
You'll keep your money.
That's not where you're spending.
Even if you had the billions to spend, eh?
Room and board, Gary. That's all you get. Just something to lay the head
Bread and water.
Fucking hell. Can't come a lot more than that.
There's so many shots in that Frosinone.
Yeah, I'm watching it there. They're not great shots, though.
Yeah, that's going to be deceiving on that.
But if the keepers aren't great, it offsets.
Frosinone are a good team. They still have the guts of the team that they played. Obviously, they went straight out of the Serie when they were there, but it's still more or less the same squad. So they're starting to get into the swing of things. I think they'll win tonight. I think a slow start and a comfortable 2-0 win or 2-1 win. That's my goals galore in the second half.
Did you get to see them in Serie?
No, I didn't actually, because a certain friend of mine, I won't mention his name on this stream, made an absolute shit of the plan to go and visit them. So
it sounds like that person is on this stream.
What did you do, Gary?
What? Sorry, I wasn't listening there. What did I do?
All right. I think I'm just falsely accused of a deflectionary tactic.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Deflection.
Yeah.
Last time you wanted to go to Italy, you got drove in the Civic of Love.
Is that what you called it?
That's what he called it. And I think that's what every Airbnb host that we parked outside thought was going on as well. But it's the Civic of functionality. That's what it was.
How many kilometers did you do on that trip? Again, not to be done off the sporting trip, but
about
must be
2.5.
5,000, wasn't it? 5,000.
I thought it was like 1,300 each way. Was it?
From London to fucking.
I'll Google it now.
Rome.
London to Naples and back.
London to Naples.
No way. That's only 1,300 kilometers
Each way.
I'd say.
It's grand. LB was helpful and stayed awake during the night.
Did you do any driving, LB?
It was his shift to drive.
He wouldn't let me do any driving.
What?
He was fucking hogging the wheel is all he was doing. And
is that your Hot Wheels, Gary?
He nearly killed us twice as well.
Yeah. That's because I was half asleep.
You're a bad bastard.
Man, I just woke up at one point. We were just after coming out of the tunnel that goes through.
Woke up at one point. Poor Gary's fucking has stilts keeping his eyelids open.
Yeah, God. Scared the absolute crap out of me. We nearly pulled out in front of a car, flying down the highway. That's good, though.
Did you get any fines afterwards?
Yeah, got a speeding fine.
One.
That's not bad.
Because considering you probably were speeding, you're probably speeding for 600 kilometers through Italy, like non-stop.
But it just seems there's no limit in Italy because they all just like were mental drivers, like so.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'd say it's 2,000
It's a good
kilometers from London to Naples if we're still going to look at that. But
Oh yeah, there was Lee just looking at his keyboard for the last 2 minutes now, typing it into Google Maps.
counting on my fingers.
I'd say it's about 2,114 kilometers from London
Yeah.
to Naples.
I'm not telling you that. I love geography in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we detoured through Grenoble on the way back though.
That was
Are we
class.
accepting that pronunciation? Is the
Grenoble.
group accepting that pronunciation? Okay.
No one is going to try and correct the
penalty.
French pronunciation. It's way too hard.
Flats will do it. Flats will do it.
Do which?
Pronounce that place that Gary just said in French accent or in a French
Grenoble.
pronunciation. Grenoble.
Grenoble.
Is it Grenoble? I don't have a clue.
I don't know.
It is. They played rugby.
Sorry, Gary.
They had a half decent rugby team for a while, right?
Yeah.
Grenoble.
There's your man down there. What's his name? The Irish coach. Fucking the baldy fella.
Yeah, Jackman, yeah. He was, yeah. He was actually doing all right down there. And then he went over to the Dragons and it was a fucking disaster.
Overextended himself, did he?
Maybe, I don't know. But, I mean, Dragons isn't
And PSG have a penalty here, lads. Just
really up his expectations there.
So that's PK's bet now, looking pretty nice. Yeah. Good man, PK.
2 for a
No
back
way.
then.
It's a penalty.
Well, it's, you know,
What is it, over 2.5?
yeah, PSG and over 2.
No way. You got the ball away clean. I mean, is it a penalty? I don't know, actually. I wouldn't have given it.
No. Too many soft
That
penalties.
is
It's round in
good.
football is this.
it is PK. It is. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Me too.
You sounded like my old man, PK. Every time I talk to him, he's just ranting about diving and dodgy penalty decisions. He
I'd
just
just
goes
like to
on
see the
about it.
stats on penalties given now in the next this season.
But, like,
compared to previous season.
Is a part of the game to be playing the referees and playing the rules to the maximum?
Well, of course
Or
it is.
should we have more
It's
honour
definitely a
about it?
big, it's definitely
it
a big
is.
part of the
I've no
professional
problem.
game. Like.
I've no problem with the players doing it, but when you've got just weak referees who just
Yeah.
allow it, and it's like we talked about this one of the other weeks. If it was just consistent, I wouldn't care, but it's not consistent. It's the same
Yeah.
teams all the time. So you're never going to get a dodgy penalty against PSG. You know, you'll never get a dodgy penalty against Man United. It's always the same teams get them,
But do you,
which kind of
I think you made that point before, and it was kind of like we know, like home and away and the referee decisions. But do you think that actually professional referees are that influenced? Like, I know it's said, but
yes,
you think so?
because they're just humans. I think, of course, they are.
But
So,
what's
I mean,
the
if you're-
repercussion from giving, they're afraid to make a mistake, so they just don't give a penalty unless they're absolutely certain? Whereas
I
they
think
might
it's just like, as everyone talks now about, like unconscious bias and all that kind of. But you know, it's just something that if you look, and they've done loads of studies. If you look back over penalties that are given, and invariably the wrong calls are given in favor of the big teams. They're never given against.
3-0 PSG.
Oh my God,
3-0. Thanks, lads.
PK is walking it.
Easy
Home
money.
dry.
What did you back, Piers?
I am PSG and over 2.5, so that's in. Yeah,
Ah,
essentially.
you dog. Fair play.
It's only even money. Like, you know, at
I
least,
presume we've no sort of a cash out, do we?
at least someone's winning bets here.
Do we have any decent bets on the go?
We do actually, yeah. Our main bet of the night now is looking pretty reasonable.
Mm.
I mean,
Is there any
We're still
sort of a
two
cash out on it, LB?
let me have a look. Well, one leg is up.
I presume not, because Birmingham haven't had a shot on target yet. And it's half time.
Just Birmingham over 1.5 is 12-5. I didn't even clock that when Gary sent it in.
It's more than that now.
Yeah. I feel awfully overexposed on this Frosinone game as well, if I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
Wait, with the money
Like,
on it?
There's
But we have the kitty on them now as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
Well,
game.
Frosinone is all
One
we can be
goal.
watching.
It's not too. Yeah.
I thought you were drinking a bottle of wine there, LB.
Wait, did PSG's goal get wiped off?
oh, did it? Yeah,
Did it?
Yeah, can't just sit out.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have, what is it, 50 minutes?
Yeah.
You're looking all right.
I think so.
Put the kitty on Frosinone, LB, did you? In a rash decision?
That was your call, Lee.
Yeah. You were bragging about that call a moment ago, Marcus.
I know. I was trying to take false credit for it, but now that the fact that you've expressed some reservations about it, I'm trying the slow process of getting rid of responsibility.
1-0 Espanyol, boys.
What do they call it now when celebrities break up? Like disentanglement or something?
Or fucking
Is that the word? Disentangle? I don't know.
or what was
Disentanglement.
Is that too early for you, PK? Espanyol going up 1-0, or are you happy enough with it?
You know something, I'll take it. It takes them so.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at the stats there, and Girona are well in the game, but this gives Espanyol something to defend now as well. So I think they'll be more robust in the defence and sit on that lead hopefully. It's a bit early maybe, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's better than going 1-0 down, right?
I was just going to say, yeah, it's the right team scoring anyway.
Both bets are still live, so I can't really complain. What was I going to say before?
You were sounding
Now,
very
cash
arrogant about another
By the
first
way,
half goal in the Ajax game, PK, and it is still 2-0 after 43 minutes.
Yeah, you need the
speaking
home
of 2-0,
team.
our cash out on the main bet is a 75% loss. So
nice. Nice. 3 minutes left.
They still haven't had a shot on target.
Even better.
Betfair counts block shots and good efforts and everything as shots on target.
A good effort. What?
Good effort, yeah. A nice run down to the sideline.
On the back, well done.
Yeah.
I think this is the
call it
worst
a shot on
step
target.
right, the Cowboys to beat Washington, and they lost. They only scored 3 points or something.
Yeah, but the Cowboys, as we've said on here loads of times, are absolutely putrid.
Yeah, they are. And 2 teams that keep letting me down in that Super contest is them and the Browns, and they're playing each other this week, so I took the Browns.
So did I.
But like, I shouldn't go near that game. 2 of them always fucking fuck me over something.
They can't. They have to. Browns have to. If Nick Joe back, they have to just fucking run and walk.
Colchester back in it. 1-1.
Now,
Jesus, that's 70-1 now. Would be looking
70-1 would be looking all right, yeah.
Went out to 90 just before the goal.
7-1 now.
Although, if you remember on the stream on fucking Wednesday or whenever, I said the draw was probably the bet. But
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Was that must have been the preparation stream, was it?
Mm-hmm. Got too greedy. Still 6 minutes left.
Oh, another goal. Back it.
This will be gas now.
This will be gas. This will be very.
I'm going streaking down Lewisham High Street. They win.
Jesus.
I think we would have made £100 like if we'd bet.
We'll be hearing those sirens again. So.
And the thing is about Lewisham High Street, Gary, you wouldn't stand out either. You need to do something else to get attention.
Oh God!
Don't be slacking Lewisham. You loved it the time you were here.
Oh, I did. No, I didn't get the fucking proper. That hour I saw daylight. Yeah, actually, that hotel I was in was probably the worst hotel I've ever stayed in my life.
Sounded like a prison cell. It was just a mattress on the ground, was it?
Ah, it wasn't far off, and yeah, no, I could tell you a few stories, but I can't.
3-0 PSG.
Yeah,
3-0 PSG.
So that I was just waiting to see if it was definitely allowed.
Mbappe hat-trick. Oh yeah.
Now we know why he was 1-25 for a shot.
Yeah.
Shot on target.
But like, because I'm a bit behind here on my stream, but in the build up to a Keane hit the bar, so good goal though. Great finish by him.
Nice class.
Now we can say my bet is in.
Well, they could always come back to 3-0.
PK, you must have made a few quid recently, did you? Or are you betting away the profit?
It's actually the VAR is looking at that goal, so you're not done yet.
This could be an absolute shafting for PK.
Oh, it's offside. It's offside.
Offside. Yeah, back to 2-0 again.
Their man there, the batteries. Oh.
Yeah, it is offside.
Is it?
Great finish though.
I can watch it live on Bet365 actually.
Are you still watching that?
You were saying, Gary, about the nights out in Lewisham. I think it's only Higgins managed to get the holy trinity of of Lewisham nights, which was the market, the Love Shack, and then Maggie's the morning after.
The Love Shack, man, what a spot!
What time was
How
Maggie's
we
the
got out
morning
of there
after?
alive that time, Jesus!
What was that?
What
How we
time was
got out of
Maggie's
the
the
Love Shack
morning after?
alive?
Gary,
Maybe
go
Gary,
ahead.
what was that?
The
Me?
Holy Trinity.
I said how we got out of the Love Shack alive. Remember that time we were in there?
I don't know. First of all, like the guy wouldn't let us in, and in hindsight,
Thought you were a copper.
he was so right not to let us in because we were definitely not where we should have been. And then the fact that we were allowed out or survived, it was.
Was that the little nightclub on the pedestrian street?
Yeah. Everyone was coming up to me. You look like a cop. And I was like, well, do I sound like one? And they were like, yes, you do sound like one.
Also,
okay, well, forget that question then. No, forget it. I'm not.
What other question can I ask to make you realize?
But then they asked you another question and you said, oh, no. And then they were like, that's what a cop would say. Or your mum was like, do you want some mash? And you were like, no. And he was like, that's what a cop would say.
I had that same thing in the yacht in Ringsend. I'm in there once to watch a match. And it was just like me and a few of the locals in there. They were rolling their joints up. Probably shouldn't be saying this on the thing, actually. But they were rolling their joints up. On
play away.
And then I went out the back with them. And your mum was like, oh, do you want a bit of my joint? And they'd ask me inside, like, oh, you look like a guard. And I was like, no, I'm not a guard. They're like, oh, you're from the country. You must be a guard. And I was like, not how that works, but still not a guard. And then they were offering me the joint. And I was like, no, I'm all right, mate. And he's like, yeah, that's what a guard would say.
3 strikes.
I was like looking around, and the little backyard in that place is like a prison cell. It's like fucking 15-yard high walls with barbed wire on the top. I was like, I need to get out of here. A nice spot though.
Yeah, beautiful spot. To be honest, most of the viewers will just say you should have just taken a puff anyway. In fairness, like,
yeah, man, follow the rules. That's what I do. You know me. Never break a rule.
Virgin only had a good break there. They should have fucking done better. In fairness, they absolutely muffed it.
Starting to really sour on Frosinone about now, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
I'll take a goal in that game now to keep our kitty alive. I was going to say though, I'm looking, and the stats look quite healthy in your game, lads, for a goal from Dembosh, hopefully to get that in.
They've had more shots than Ajax.
Yeah, and
more on target.
They rarely fail to concede or score at home. So
exactly. Yeah, and Ajax concede most games anyway. So
yeah.
Okay.
And the rest are all half time now, so it's
half time is rolled in. Maybe now might be a good time to have a quick run through some of the NFL bets over the weekend. I know you were touching on them, PK, but while the rest of our action is at half time, I'm the only one. You mentioned a second ago, PK, about teams that you love to hate or hate to love, and I've been back to Seahawks. The last 2 times I put them in, they let me down. So I went against them this week, and then
they let you down.
Let me down again.
I find that
it's like the Bears last season.
Leaving them alone, like, because
I just have to not put them in. I can't handle it anymore. But we've had a huge amount of overlap again this week.
You do have a head-to-head though, Albie.
How would we have done last week? I don't think great.
No.
You did well.
Tough week, like.
Yeah, I got 2.5, which keeps me.
You got 2.5. Me and Gary got 3, and Lee got 3.5 or 4. Is that right?
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned a second ago, PK, about teams that you love to hate or hate to love, and I can hear somebody's coming back.
YouTube.
Mark.
Me against it.
Actually, just had to press mute.
The one that is pretty consistent pick is the Dolphins. So everyone except PK has the Dolphins in there.
Yeah. Won 5 in a row.
Yeah. And then the other popular one that I'm not on, but you 3 are on, is the Rams. Rams and Eagles. The 3 of you have actually got the Rams and Eagles. Not the games with those teams. Yeah, the Rams and Eagles not to cover the spread. Got the Bucks and the Browns.
Yeah.
I took
the Eagles.
Yeah, if like the Browns are a team I always get wrong, but I can't see them not covering the spread this week.
No.
Like the Eagles are terrible, and they lost to the Giants, who were terrible last week. I just can't see how.
And Chubb is back. Chubb is back, which is huge. But the Eagles. You're right, guys. The Eagles are just terrible. Like they don't. his best receiver wasn't even on the depth chart. I think at the beginning of the season, nearly was he Fulgham. Like, it's just they're whatever way they're battered, they're bruised, and they're brutal. Still top of their division, though.
Yeah, and the Panthers are interesting too with the Stafford injury news. He has like a ligament in his thumb, I think it is. So that's not great for a quarterback. You can get the Panthers plus 2.5. The only thing is that Christian McCaffrey is still out, but Joe,
is Bridgewater playing?
No,
I think so. Yeah, I haven't.
He's questionable anyway. I saw it because he's in my fantasy team, and he's down. You always kind of go. I always take it on the expected points because they're questionable, but still expected to get 15. But he's questionable, expected to get 0.
Oh, so really? He might be out. So I thought he was still.
Yeah,
that was yesterday. I didn't look today, but that was yesterday. So.
I just going quickly back to the Dolphins. I was looking at a few things during the week, and they're the team who's beat the spread most this season.
Yeah, actually, about to say that. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah,
that's because they've gone in. Well, you could argue that the expectation on them again is a bit low this week. Like, 3.5 is a bit of a.
I mean, it is. Like, in fairness, like they've won 5 in a row. Like,
there's a factor there. It could be pretty cold in Denver this week.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what maybe.
No, Denver's a hard place to go at this time of year.
The altitude
and the cold.
Yeah.
So especially for
Florida-based
throwing the ball at quarterback can be tough. But
the Broncos are terrible, right?
Going there too. I still think they'll win, but I wouldn't be massively confident about it. I wouldn't be put my life on it anyway.
Yeah, that's same.
I'd love to see a little analysis on just generally teams against the spread. Like, is there any kind of, do they overcorrect and then have to come back? Like, is it that kind of swaying from side to side? Especially teams like that might have been starting either huge favourites at the start of the season or teams expected to do very poorly.
Like how quickly it comes in, like, or is it like does the stigma attach to teams throughout the season and they're always over fucking?
Yeah. I mean,
it definitely comes in. It's like,
but has it overcorrected now? And we're saying is 3.5 too generous? Is it?
Maybe like everyone's jumping on the fucking momentum of them. You know what I mean?
That's to happen at some stage that it swings back the other direction.
Yeah,
they've beaten the spread that many times.
But you can only go on given form, and I don't think 3.5 is overly generous there either.
No, but
I don't either. I've actually picked it myself. I was just kind of another one actually that caught my eye. I know it's not to harp on the point that my Cardinals bet lost last night, but they had the Cardinals +3 and +3.5. I think it was in a lot of the American bookies was only like 25% of the money of the handicap money in America, but it was 80. The Cardinals are 88% of the money line bets. And they were saying it was a record for to have that was the biggest discrepancy they've seen, in years on a game. It's kind of a strange one.
What would be driving that difference?
To be honest, I don't know. I was looking at it. I'm not really sure what would cause it.
Cardinals were +3.
Cardinals +3, but it was +3.5 really. I think for most of the week.
But you obviously get more value at the money line, right? Then, so right. You think they're going to win?
Yeah, it's kind of like if they're going to get close, they should win, sort of thing, is it?
Yeah.
Just greedy people, they'll be just
why not?
A wee bit more money.
Come here.
Like he just putting their entire kitty on a goal in the Serie B.
Frosinone, yeah. But come here, the weirdest fucking, like, the Packers being 2.5 plus 2.5 against the Colts. I don't get it.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually left that out for exactly that reason. We talked about it last week. I couldn't understand that, and I was like, okay, my understanding must be too limited, so I'm just going to skip it.
Yeah, the Colts defense is very good, right? But then the over is 51, which suggests it's probably it's going to be a high scoring going game, and it's not going to be from the Colts side.
The Colts I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's a tricky one. Like it's
fucking noticeably weird. Like, maybe there is something more going on.
Do any of you think that the Jags are underestimated this week at 10.5 on the spread?
Yeah.
I think that it's a very big one considering, Joe, they good result last week. They seem to come into a little bit of form. I know the Steelers are unbeaten, but
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to take that now. Obviously, it wouldn't be one that you'd be plowing into, but I might stick it into an Aka.
Just for the sake of anyone watching the show, the two Gary has recommended, he didn't actually pick himself in the Super Contest, so take it with a pinch of salt.
I mean, but the Jags are the worst, because I was looking at this last week for the thing, but I think they still have the worst pass defense in the league by a long way. I think their run defense is like 4th, but their pass defense is like way, way, way down. 31st.
Chase Pool for a couple. Get on Chase Pool for a couple of
Claypool
touchdowns in that one.
Claypool, yeah. But like that's, I think the Steelers just walk all over them. In fairness, like.
Yeah, but you would have thought that about the Packers last week.
But for some reason, I have a feeling like the Steelers just seem more solid. Like the Packers are relying heavily on fucking Rodgers, I think, a lot this season. Yeah, like even Aaron Jones isn't having the same impact, and the defense is fucking like the comparison between the Steelers and Packers defense night and day. So
I can see.
Like I think the Steelers will definitely win, but I could see it being like 7 or 9. I think 10.5 points is it's a big spread to cover.
Yeah,
it is. To be fair.
It is for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of fairly big spreads, like I'm not going to go against it because they're my team and you just don't know with them. But how would the Chiefs -8 going to the Raiders?
I don't like it at all.
I don't think it makes sense at all because
no, at all.
Raiders are arguably the form team of the league. Nearly. I know it's hard to say, but like, and they did run over on Mahomes the last time, like, and the Chiefs.
Yeah. And come here, I was reading a few articles during the week, and one of the fucking opinion pieces was based on they were smashed by the Raiders before. They're not going to let it happen again. You're like, okay, as if it's a choice.
But I watched the game, like, and they were the Chiefs are well beaten by a better team on the day. Like, it's like. And with the way the Raiders are playing, I don't understand how the Chiefs go there as 8-point favorites. Only other than like they're the Chiefs. And that one.
What's the money line on that PK?
6. Money line is 3-1 the Raiders.
3-1.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're getting even money for +8. Like I'm not going to back against the Chiefs.
No, I'm just thinking that it's just a huge like.
It is a big price, like.
Yeah,
it is considering to me that's a really competitive game, and I just don't know where 8 points comes out of.
Yeah, but I mean, who who were the Raiders beating? Like they beat the Broncos last week. I don't even. Well, a good few weeks ago. Like I don't know who. Like I couldn't tell you offhand what their streak is based on. Like.
Yeah,
I'd have to get it up here, but I've watched one or two of the games and they've just looked very good though as well.
I mean, everyone thought he was doing crazy stuff, trading away Cooper and fucking thing to the Bears, like, you know what I mean? But he's Jesus Christ as he turned the Raiders around, like, and by getting rid of key fucking star players.
Yeah, the decent, the goods were decent. So even like the likes of Aguilar going there, like like Aguilar was always a decent player, but he had trouble with the big catches in Philadelphia, and now he's catching everything for the Raiders, like. I'm fairly confident anyway. My picks are all the picks are on screen, but I'm fairly confident I'm going 5 out of 5 in the Super Contest this week. So
I think you said that last week too, did you?
No, I didn't. This is the most confident I've been in a long time that I'm going 5 out of 5.
Who did you go again? Sorry, I don't have them in front of me. But
so I've gone Dolphins -3.5, which I think is the dodgy one. The Bengals.
I have it, so there's a good chance it's dodgy.
Yeah, Bengals +2 at Washington, which I think is a great one. Packers +2.5 at the Colts, which again I think is brilliant. The Rams and Bucks are the Bucks -3, and then the Browns -3 against the Eagles. So
I have the same last two as you, so I kind of
like that 5, and like the thing I like about it is that they're all very close points wise. Like there's only one more than a field goal. A lot of bookies give, if you do an ACA, they'll do you have the 2-sided bets. So a push is basically your money back or whatever, like, or no bet. So with two of those, with the Rams and Bucks and the Eagles Browns, Joe, if it finishes a field goal, the difference, but then you get your money back. So I think they're great bets anyway.
And you've also got the Bengals, which is there's the push option there as well. So they're kind of nicely covered this week. An interesting one, PK. You've taken the Patriots -2. I've gone the Texans +2.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, we have a head-to-head, so we have a bet on if we want.
Was the Patriots after last week?
Huh?
Patriots after last week or what? I mean, the Patriots are unbackable for a few weeks, and just because Cam Newton stopped throwing interceptions and managed to just not give the ball away.
Yeah, well, that's what they're building towards, and the Texans are crap.
Yeah, but the Patriots aren't.
Crap teams play each other all the time, PK. Someone has to win.
Patriots are crap, but
in fairness, you are due a win in our head-to-head, so you probably.
We've only had one yet.
We had a push, and then I won.
Yeah, the push was you got as lucky as So wait, I am due a bit of luck. Actually, you're right. Yeah. I'm willing to go 20 again with you.
Oh, of course, PK. That's an unwritten rule that if anyone comes up as a head-to-head on this, we have to pay.
Who do I have?
If we have 3 in a week, though, we'll have to discuss it, though.
Mark, you've got the Dolphins -3.5, the Steelers -10, the Bucks -3, the Browns -3, the Packers +2.5. So basically, just all the favorites, and then the team you like.
I appreciate. Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, I'm still happy with them. Like the one matchup I wanted to bring up as well is like the Saints, right? So who's playing quarterback for them? Because they were saying fucking Jameis Winston was taking reps. Now they've Taysom Hill fucking taking reps.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Taysom Hill starting.
Yeah.
Should be.
But I imagine they're going to switch it up in a bit, right? That Jameis will come in and play some snaps too.
Yeah, I think they're going to do the wildcat a lot as well. It's going to be a crazy enough game, I'd say.
I'm actually looking forward to watching it.
Is that not a bit without Breeze? Are we not getting a bit fucking loose there as well?
I think the overs is a great bet in that one. It's 49. I think that one could be just a gunslinging match. That one.
Yeah, the overs are I think I'll just stay away from it and watch it for the crack more.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I've actually got the Saints, and it's one of the ones I'm not massively keen on.
No, it wouldn't.
Well, the line has moved. I think it was 5 midweek for that, and the line has moved to only -3.5. So it suggests.
Yeah.
I have it at 5. Yeah, in this stupid thing.
Same. So I'm assuming that's not a good omen, but I'm still happy enough.
Here's one for you, Lee, as a Packers fan. What's your thoughts on Equinemius St. Brown?
I mean, like he has flashes, how I consider both of them, and even I know Valdez Scantlin's had more of a fucking breakout performance, but neither of them are consistent enough at all. I mean, I think they're physically they're both beasts. They've so much fucking potential, but they just have too many drops that they're not even catches that they're bread and butter catches, if you know what I mean. It's like they're just expected to catch them and they're taking their mind off it too easily. So I in as far I don't know. I'm not sold on either of them yet. I just don't think they're consistent enough. And I think Valdez Scantling, because I'm pretty sure they were drafted the same year, and I had high hopes for both of them because of the physicality that they brought. Because back in the day when the Packers were Greg Jennings, James Jones, he's even going back to Donald Driver, and they always had 4 fucking very good receivers, and then they went down and they had Jordy Nelson was there for a while, and they kind of went down. And then I was thinking with Devontae Adams and these two guys, with I didn't know anything about them in college, but with their fucking physicality, with their pace, they were big guys. They are big guys. I was we could build it back up again, but the consistency has killed them, as far as I could see. Anyway.
Yeah, I just think
goal in the Frosinone game.
Unreal. I just went into a check. I don't mean if we get the bank roller.
Wrong way for your bet, LB.
Yeah, I'm okay with that though.
Yeah, great for the banker anyway.
Yeah, so we're laughing.
Yeah, just last thing on St. Brown anyway.
Go on. Yeah,
the stats don't back it up, but he's 17-1 anytime at the weekend, and I just think that's a bit big for him. And I've only checked with Betfair. You could probably get bigger. Usually, I'll check here with Sky Bet or Unibet. Usually, they're bigger for the anytime touchdowns. So when you're getting that price about someone who the stats don't really back it up in terms of targets, but he's had a lot of on-field action. Like every time I was watching Red Zone on Sunday, every time they flicked to the Packers, he was on the field. So
He's always there, always.
I think he could like potentially sneak a touchdown. So obviously at 17-1, you wouldn't be going mad, but be worth a tenner anyway, like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the way Rodgers, like, I mean, like, you know, he's going to throw a few touchdowns, I hope, at the weekend. Like, fucking, like we were saying, Adams last weekend for 2 touchdowns.
One scrubbed off, one scored one scrubbed off.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, he's fucking bashing it around. And, like, I think part of the problem is, like, Adams will catch fucking touchdowns and pass in double coverage, no fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, these guys would be getting more looks if he wasn't such a fucking classy receiver. But
yeah,
17-1 is huge.
He likes to go Tanyan too, though. He likes him, doesn't he?
Yeah. But he hasn't had, like, Jermichael Finley was, like, for the Packers, he was, like, from what I can remember from looking at it at the time, like, I was a few years ago now, but he was an animal, right? Obviously retired from the game. Green Bay have been looking for a tight end to replace that, and not every team is, but, like, particularly Green Bay have been looking for a tight end. Like, they signed fucking Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham is fucking 5 or 6 touchdowns this season. He had 1 touchdown for the Packers last year.
Yeah.
They signed Jimmy Graham. They fucking signed Jared Cook, right? Another great, you know, relatively great tight end, catching touchdowns. I think he's 3 or 4 this year. For whatever reason, he hasn't been able to connect with any tight ends who signed as free agents, but he has Tanya now. I think Tanya
that was a harsh
3 or 4 touchdowns.
caveat. Great, relatively great tight ends.
Well, I mean, like, 3 touchdowns isn't, like, for
money playing with.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, like,
who's the other guy? Sternberger, is it the other tight end that he goes to?
Yeah.
He's spreading the ball.
Changing the topic slightly, guys. Yeah. Do we have another in-play roller that we want to look at? Does anyone catching anyone's eye?
Is this for the pot now?
Yeah.
I was looking
I'd say another goal in PSG, but I don't know what the price is.
It's 1-8, I think, for that. And it's 1-8 for another goal in Utrecht versus Helmond.
What's the status there, lads?
Well, I mean, there was, 22 shots in the first half with 6 on target. Like, it's 1-1 at the moment, so I guess both teams are pushing for it. And, you know, there's no outright favourite. Utrecht are favourites at 7-5. But I don't know. I'd be happy to go with either. You'd expect in that PSG match, given they've had 2 just allowed. It's actually suspended at the moment.
It is suspended, yeah.
Monaco is shown having a corner. So, yeah, I don't know. It's actually 1-7, 1-6 for another goal in that now, which is significantly better.
In the Monaco match?
Yeah. Maybe that's
the Utrecht.
Monaco and the keeper just made, what's his name, goals.
I mean, that should be about 1.2 on the exchange, so.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, our name is Monaco PSG BETALONG, so why not just lump the house on it?
What are we, 230 odd quid, is it?
Yeah. Come here, but just on the other bet, did we just want a goal in the Frosinone game, or did we want Frosinone both teams to score?
No, Frosinone.
No, so
if they come back and win, it'll be good.
Yeah, in the ACA it's over 1.5, so they need to score 2. In the roller, it was just the one bet.
Okay.
Yeah, are you doing that one, sir? Are you getting on it, LB?
Which one are we doing?
Just go to check, yeah.
Another goal in PSG.
Another goal in Monaco PSG. Okay.
The sheriff thinks he's watching women's football there. He's getting excited once the
What price are we saying? Roughly 1.1, is it?
It's only 1-0 in the women's game as well.
I thought it was.
Yeah, and I was looking at the stats and that Lyon are still, or doesn't Lyon not the champions of Europe in women's football now? Yeah, right.
Champions of Europe in women's football.
Yeah.
I've never looked that deeply into it. No.
Never.
The game is not suspended anyway. Monaco scored. Are we on?
No, didn't. No, it's the countdown timer started and then.
Den Bosch scored as well.
Yeah, I saw Den Bosch score. That's my both teams to score in.
I'd say we go again though, Monaco game.
Hold on, how much money does LB cost us every week from being so slow again?
I mean, these are.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Like.
Do you know what the problem is? He likes Sony phones. That's his fucking problem.
Problem is that I'm getting about 5 seconds advanced warning. It's like, yeah, we do
What are
a
you
we do the
talking about?
PSG.
We're talking about it there
It's
for 2
called in
minutes.
play, man.
We'll go
No.
back on the recording now, and we'll see when we
Yeah.
put that bet on. Up
This
to the
this
point.
video is not recording for some reason, so I don't know what you're talking about.
We could have done with PSG not getting a goal disallowed once or twice there now.
In fairness, the Monaco
yeah.
goal will probably be called, disallowed for offside. I'd say it looked offside to me.
It's looking.
Well,
They're reviewing it now.
Yeah, it's
We're going to
still
go again,
suspended.
though, for another goal. Yeah, because that'll be the second disallowed goal.
Third.
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 Third. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right,
You
so
lose
just
that
put
bet,
something
PK.
on there. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a goal. It's a goal. So it's 2-1.
Let's go.
Let's just
they've
hope
given
it's
us- they've
PSG
given
that
us.
scores a goal now. For my
You
sake.
don't care.
You
Let's
shut
go
up.
Monaco, in fairness, to be honest. I hope it's fucking Monaco. Come on, Monaco.
Yeah.
If-
So did
You
the goal
realise-
stand? Did it?
I have
It
mine
is,
bet
yeah.
from I have the PSG in over 2.5 as a single as well. So, man, no need for that actually at all.
Well, if you hadn't told me that before, I might change my opinion.
And you know, if
Maybe.
I'm going to put a bet
Maybe
in for
not.
the team accumulator, I'm going to have confidence enough in it to back it myself too.
Yeah, well, I'd have more confidence in what you're saying than what I'm arguing. So,
Oh God.
Changing
Right.
topic completely. PK, have any horses for tomorrow?
No, that's a simple answer because
Moving on.
between stuff. No, I
change
just,
it again completely, guys.
I just don't get much time here, to be honest with you. Like I'm always playing catch up, like getting to watch replays if I can and whatever else. And normally I'm at stuff on Saturdays too, and fucking it's just not ideal to watch. So
All I
Lucky
know
Box
is
yours doesn't have it.
excuses,
PK,
man.
no.
I can watch it. I can watch them on my phone. It's just more often than not, I'm catching up on Sunday evening or Monday on the horse racing from the weekend, and I don't have
Any
any
chance of another excuse there, PK?
No, I'm saying, Gary, can you please give some tips for all of us to follow?
What?
Well, funny you should say that.
Funny is.
But is there anything like the 2 tips that he sent on to me today?
They
they go.
weren't
Keep to
tips.
himself.
They weren't tips. They were bets from myself.
Funny you should say that, BS.
No, but first
Thanks for
off,
bringing it up.
I don't know whether you've seen that Betfair have a free bet on the exchange tomorrow. So it's a free bet. You just have to have an account with them. So I think it's a $5. And it's in the good race tomorrow, the Betfair Chase. 3 o'clock at Haydock. I would recommend backing Bristol de Moy on that. So he's won at the last 2 years.
Yeah, the course.
How do you get on this free bet,
Course
Gary?
specialist.
How do you get on this free bet?
So if you go on to Betfair, there'll be a big banner.
No,
of
I'm
horses.
on the main page and it's leading me to it. Yeah.
And just click claim, and then it automatically goes into your account.
I got a pop-up saying we're sorry to say that this promotion is not available to you. Harsh.
Oh, there's certain things about if you read through the eligibility. Have you got one of those? Do you know the way you can put on that if you
What it is? I only paid
the
a
rewards,
2%
is it?
commission
Whatever
instead
Yeah,
of
that's
5%.
exactly what it is. You're on a different bonus program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
LB
bonus
convinced me
program.
to change to the 2% one.
Did I? I actively convinced you to change it.
I would say bullied me.
Are we just pausing? Are we looking at another goal in either of these games?
I
While
thought
at
we
this,
were on Monaco, no?
We should be on the Monaco game.
for a fourth
For
A fourth goal.
Oh wow! Oh wow! If a goal has gone in,
I'm
LB,
just
you would
gonna
have
say
been
more
that
likely now
I'm-
that there's a
I'm
goal
not
in it
feeling
than
confident
than it
about
was
that.
when there was 2 goals in it.
No. Okay, so we're backtracking on that for a minute.
That's why I paused. Yeah. Now
It just
No,
feels
I
like
think
we're
we go
chasing
with
it.
it.
You know, we missed.
Yeah, it
we
does
missed
feel
the
a bit like
goal.
that. Yeah, it does. It does, in fairness. But still, let's do it.
We
Is it
thought-
not more likely now because there's only 1 goal in it than it
Yeah,
was?
that-
in
I would've thought so,
yeah.
Yeah, let's
right,
do it.
Lee is on for it.
All right.
Gary's on for it. Decide and vote, PK.
Wait a sec.
I'm watching it here anyway, and
I mean,
think they're gonna
yes.
score.
It looked like an open game from
All right.
from the few minutes I've
Right,
watched.
let's do it.
outside
Let's
that
do it.
bang.
Let's do it. Can that be my
I
bet
don't
for
know what I've
the...
done, but I can hear the audio, and that's all I get is the audio of that match, which is quite annoying.
Gary, I'm looking.
Right, 228 on.
I'm looking at Bristol de Mai here
At
and
1.22.
Bet365, and he's gone out from he opened at 15 to 8 and he's out to 11 to 4 now.
Yeah, I think that's because money has come for Lost in Translation. So I actually misspoke. He won it in 2017 and 2018, and then finished second last year to Lost in Translation. So I think it's just because of the fact that Lost in Translation has got a bit of money for him. But I still think that Bristol is a great bet. Like 11-4, I see him here at. If you're getting a free fiver, especially, you'll probably guess on the exchange you might get 4-1. Like it's a free 20 quid if he comes in. But I think he was ridden a bit badly last year. And if it was at any other track, I wouldn't be backing him. But around Haydock, I think he's a good bet. It's obviously a hot enough race, but you know, there's 5 runners. You can narrow it down easily to the top 3 in the market. So I think he'd be a good bet.
I see Bells Hill with a new owner and new trainer.
Yeah, he's a bit of a head case though, like, you know.
Yeah. Who did own him? Was it the Wileys?
The Wileys,
Yeah,
So
sold him.
did you get on that, LB, the PSG game for another goal?
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
we're on.
bank. What odds did you say?
228 on to win 1.22.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh,
I mean,
22% return. Nice.
That will put us
you
higher.
know, watching that game, like, there was an unbelievable tackle on the 6-yard line by fucking PSG centre half there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Normally, I'd be very, very approving of something like that, but I just want him to just fuck off now and just let the goals come.
I mean, it is very open. I just flicked it on here, like, compared to
I'll
that
be sick if
Frosinone
PSG
game.
don't win now after should have been 4-0 up. Like,
No.
you'd imagine Bristol Mai feels older than 9. I'm just looking here, like he feels like he's been around forever.
Yeah, he's not an old horse, and
He's only 9.
I don't really rate Daryl Jacob as a jockey, but I think the horse likes it around there, so should have enough class to get him through. It's going to be a tight enough race, but I said for the free fiver, you know, you don't want to be putting a fiver on a 5-4 shot or whatever Lost in Translation is. So at least there's a little bit of juice in the price of Bristol to May.
Yeah, that's true. I see at Ascot as well. Lorena's out again now for running for thing now for Paul Nicholls.
For Paul Nicholls, yeah.
Up against Colby
yeah,
Lord.
like it'd be interesting to see how she gets on as well. I haven't really looked through that. I do have a 50-1 shot that I think is overpriced in the race before the Betfair Chase. I think it's actually called the Betfair Exchange Hurdle. It's the 225 at Haydock. And I think Klein. So like a couple of years ago, Joe, he had a load of wins in a row. People were actually
he ran the champion hurdle, right?
Champion hurdle, yeah.
So
like he's running tomorrow off 140. It's a little bit hit and miss. You know, like, I mean, he hasn't won in 2 years, so that says it all. But 50-1, I think, is a little big. And like places like Sky Bet are paying 6 places in the race, so you're getting 10-1 the place. I think it's a decent bet.
Which is this at 50-1, Gary?
66 on Bet365 for me.
Called Klein, as in Nathaniel Klein.
Right at the bottom of the bet sheet.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
50-1, I think he's normally a front runner, so you should get some sort of run for your money. But they're probably the 2 I'd back tomorrow. Like, it's a big ask for Klein to win. But I said I'd be delighted with a place top 6, 10-1. Be happy with that.
Come here, guys. You were saying there a second ago that the last horse you were talking about was 9 years old. Like, is there any sort of sweet spot in age that you look for in a horse, or do they run strong until 10, 11, equal from what they'd run, 4 or 5 years old?
Usually, probably for a chaser, like a national hunt horse, around 7 or 8 is normally the prime. So as they get older than that, they kind of go over the hill. So 9, they're still all right. 10, they're usually all right. And then when they get to 11, 12, they're usually past it. But it depends. It really depends on how many races they've had. Like, some horses will have 2 or 3 races a year. so they wouldn't age that badly, and then others will have 10 races a year. So by the time they're 9 or 10, they're
We've talked about the same
basically,
thing about footballers, really. Like,
that's what I was thinking. Like, what would be the spread comparison? Like, are we saying a 9-year-old horse is a 30-year-old footballer?
No, I'd be like 27, 28.
No,
I'd say about 30 would be right.
Is it?
About 30 would be right, yeah.
They're right there, still in the prime, like still could be as good as everybody. Like they're definitely on the shorter end of their career. Like
if you're looking at it on a curve, they're just starting the downward curve.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Wayne Rooney, that starts at 27, so he'd be what, a 7-year-old horse?
That was the example I was going to bring up, Lee. It's all those footballers. It's basically what age do they start playing competitive adult football, and it's just 8 to 9, 10 years after that they're done. And he started it at 16, so at 26 he was fucked. 2017, 27. You look at Giroud. Giroud didn't start playing competitive top flight football until he was about 22, and now he's still absolutely flying at 32. You know, so it's so relative.
Yeah, it is definitely.
You do have outliers too. Like there's.
I wonder what
Thomas
the
Muller
odds is on us getting through a stream without mentioning Giroud.
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened since. It hasn't happened yet, has it?
Never. Just fucking.
If
pin a fucking.
It's because every time I look up and I see the poster of him on the wall, he just pops up.
And you were telling me the background on your phone is a picture of Giroud blowing a kid.
He should be the background for this.
That Lynx ad that he did where he's just winking at the camera. That's just like the background video on my phone.
I never know that existed. You're obsessed, I'll be.
I'm more surprised you didn't know that existed, PK, to be quite honest.
It's weird. It's weird though now he's sitting on the bench for a club when he's probably playing the best football of his career. In terms of goal scoring, anyway.
Yeah, he has to leave in January, like.
Yeah, bring him back to Arsenal. Like they need a plan B. And
but come here, he's obviously just on a hot streak. Like he's not a fucking top centre forward, is he?
He is. Come on now.
Is he?
He's on a hot streak.
About Giroud?
This is the conversation we had 2 years ago, Liam, about him going to West Ham.
Yeah.
And a fellow West Ham season ticket holder said he wasn't good enough for West Ham. I'd say Giroud has scored more goals in the last 2 years than the whole West Ham team put together. Like, it's ridiculous.
But you look at the riches of talent the Brands have in the last 3 or 4 years, and that he played the most minutes of any of their outfield players in the World Cup just says that's it. When he's in a team, everybody else plays better. You can't
say that about a centre forward for fuck's sake.
Yes, you can.
Goal scorer?
What's that?
Did I read during the week that he needs something like 5 or 6 goals to be the all-time France goal scorer?
I don't know what he needs, but he passed the landmark the last week. I saw that. Yeah.
Could be 2 all in the PSG.
Suspension in PSG.
40 goals only.
Monaco. No fucking way.
We have to go the whole pod on PSG at evens, do we?
No.
Oh.
This will test the men from the boys now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be up for it.
I think you're after combining about 5 different phrases, Gary. This will test the men from the boys.
The only problem is Neymar's on the pitch. That's the problem.
Gamer.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I like.
You like him when he sticks one in the top corner and we're
what is the left back doing? Where is it? What's his name? Kurzawa, is it? Jesus, brutal.
Yeah, I'm just watching it here now.
It would have been a penalty anyway.
On my screen, but it's been given on Betfair.
Navas is lucky because that would have been a penalty with a red card, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, who was that? Was that Navas that got under the ball, the initial switch, was it? Someone jumped jumped ahead the ball, jumped under it, like under 10s.
What was the boy at left back doing anyway? He came like flying out and he got caught with a square ball in behind him. Like
they can do that, James.
But they don't. That red card you mentioned. I'm not watching it now, so I didn't see the tackle. But they've gotten rid of that like double jeopardy thing, haven't they?
Supposedly.
So like if
what's that?
So if you.
I think it's still if you're a dangerous opponent, you can get it. It's not an all. It used to be
exactly. Yeah, no. Yeah. If it's a dangerous foul, was that dangerous? Was it?
So that would have been a penalty in the yellow there.
It wasn't that dangerous, but he was flying through the air with his 2 feet, like so.
It was reckless.
Oh, well, then you'd have to take a yellow.
In the Premiership, it's probably not reckless. but in France, Spain or Italy or whatever,
Yeah.
it would be on the continent. Let's say.
Yes, on the
I'd be
contrary.
fairly
PSG,
confident PSG are still going to win though.
PSV reserve scored there, meaning that all 6 of the Dutch games tonight had both teams to score.
Was that the women's or the men's, lads? You can never be sure with you.
The male. The lesser followed
That's watching
men's
the
league.
women's game, just hoping one of them takes their shirt off after scoring a goal.
PSG are 13 to 10
And she's
now.
a feminist, so she's not wearing a bra. Even better.
God, our podcast is going to get shut down before it even gets going if we keep this up.
I thought that's why YouTube was blocking us earlier when you were saying we're having issues.
We've moved on from sectarian politics in Scotland. Now we're moving on to controversial feminism issues. Yeah, PSG are 2.54 on the exchange. Huge.
Lump.
Go on, draw it all on the fuck.
No, not the
Yeah,
plan.
Lee says it like the last roll of the dice. Like, I'm sick of this. Throw it all on. Get this hassle away from me. I'd actually be inclined to do it though as well.
I hear there's a free kick here. Neymar is going to ping it.
No, you're way behind. He
You're a
does.
mile
Yeah.
behind.
I'm only on the 67th minute.
You're way behind.
Has he ever scored a free kick, Neymar? I don't think I've ever seen it.
90, yeah, no.
I think he did score when that time where Barca came back against PSG. Didn't he?
He did actually,
Scored for
yeah.
Barca.
But come here, like, has everyone agreed that his move to PSG was a terrible career move? Or no?
I don't think he was really thinking about the career. He was more thinking about the dollar bills he was getting. But
would you agree with that, or am I off there just
no,
by
I
because I
would
don't
agree with it. I would agree with it. Sure, he would have won at least another Champions League with Barca, like, you know. But yeah, like
Espanyol are still 1-0 up with Girona with the 50% possession but 0 shots on target. So,
The pot now, by the way, is 280. So
that's lovely.
is there any to be said?
That's beaten what I lost the last time on the women's football. We were at 250.
Their best run yet.
Yeah, but that was a lot more bets.
It was a load more bets.
7-5 in women's football. So
what's another goal in the PSG game?
Another
Just
goal.
another
That's actually
goal.
a good shout. I'm going to say it's 1-3.
Because Monaco aren't out.
1-2.
Like, Monaco are fucking doing all right now.
Yeah, it's nearly 1-2.
It is exactly 1-2 in the exchange.
I'd say do it.
I say do PSG.
But this is awfully like the Colchester Mansfield thing again, Gary.
Yeah,
I don't see how you can be confident in a winner but not confident in a goal.
The goal.
Yeah. Please, quickly, PSG.
I'm just going to say another goal in the Frosinone game because of stats, but that's gone.
What happened?
Yeah,
they're 2-0 down.
Cosenza.
Drew Brees gone on IR. He's going to miss 3 games. That's going to be bad for the Saints.
Right. At the moment, there's no bet going on because we can't decide between PSG.
It has to be just a goal. Let's not push it too much. Just do a goal.
Yeah, no, I'm not on for backing any team to win.
No, just do a goal. 1-2. That's it.
Slats. What's your take?
Definitely just a goal if we're doing anything.
Yeah, do it. 1-2 goal. Do it.
And how much of the 280?
All of it.
The whole shebang.
Just put it in a low interest savings account, man. Be grand.
How low, Gary? How low are you willing to go?
You get no kick out of that.
0.001%. Stick it in there for 25 years. All right.
I mean, if this has gone from 1 to 20 to fucking 20 minutes to go, fucking.
Am I pulling the trigger on this or not? That's what I'm asking here.
Pull the trigger.
280 on 1.55 to win 154. Matching.
Crazy. Ben.
Matched.
It is crazy,
You
man,
waited
but this is what we
till
want,
the
the
bet was
Friday
on.
night gamble.
Cash out.
We actually,
now
thinking
for-
about it there, we should have put 200 on one more goal and 80 on PSG.
I was asking you
That
for
would've been-
minutes what to do, and as soon as I pull the trigger, then you all start getting.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no,
we
no,
have
exactly what
25
to do.
minutes to put on a bet, so
No matter, a winner's a winner.
It's actually terrible. Slats, in fairness now, again, we're going back to last week, PK making moves on your job, but I mean...
although I think at PSG they're taking off Mbappe.
That's you're the ones watching this. I'm only the administrator over here.
No, he's
Just
not. He's
take
fist
them off.
bumping the fucking opposition coaches, so maybe he is off.
I
Is he?
know, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, how is he doing that?
The whole of France
Centre
is back
forward.
to 2-2 draw. And us each
Yes,
After
from
bringing
the
on a
corner.
defensive midfielder for Mbappe, here we go.
Corner kick, corner kick, corner kick.
I don't know. It is an open game, definitely though.
I know, we've
I
just
hate
turned down the
watching it on
biggest Serie of all
Bet365.
time.
So, LB, what are we to win? 100 and what?
we've 280 on to win 150.
So that'll have us up to
1.55.
what, 4, fucking whatever.
Easy money coming in off this corner now.
Sure.
Money.
Corner's never going to achieve
I'm
anything.
still on
Yeah,
the
no,
build-up.
it's gone. I have a bad feeling about this, lads. I'm sorry. I have a bad feeling to turn quickly. Slats after sending me negative.
That's his some man for sending the negative vibes, isn't he? He can just
Bad
emit them.
buzz.
Know that, yeah. Well, that's not what I said, in fairness. Just because they say it about your stats doesn't mean. Our 280 is now worth 250, plummeting.
That's what we enjoy.
That's because it's
Enjoy
going to
seeing
happen
that
when it's
sitting
close
down.
to the end of the game. Like, I mean, PSG should have been 4-0 up. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it will be.
Sounds like
Neymar's
sour
going to
grapes,
score
BK.
back here.
Has Mbappe really gone off?
Yeah.
Man, Neymar has been brutal since he came on.
No, he hasn't. He,
I don't
got a
like
corner. He
Neymar.
won a corner there from a bad touch. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
right.
it was an horrendous touch, and he had a man open on the left to swing it
No.
in. He should have played it out to the man wide.
I haven't seen the corner.
He's
Oh
some
my
selfish
God.
shit, isn't he, in fairness, when it comes to
He's
Oh,
a
it's one of the worst
scumbag.
corners you'll ever see, actually.
I know, yeah. It's a scum. He's a scumbag.
Scumbag, don't you know? Dragged up.
No, but in fairness, like, there's
Right.
fucking no character to him. Like,
I'll go out there and win a penalty. He'd be fine.
no character.
Yeah,
No,
I'll be happy with that anyway.
Monaco
absolute
look like they're just
disgrace.
trying to run down the clock here.
Not happy
Get
at all.
Sergio Ramos to take it down.
There's no point me
Still
watching
there.
this on and out beforehand.
We can take 244 now if you guys are getting cold feet.
Yeah, cash out, cash out.
No,
Kai, we'll just take the
cash.
lot.
No
Monaco are
cash.
going to score here.
Yeah, Monaco actually have men over here.
Yeah, but I'm watching Bet365. Oh!
No, we can't get carried away getting glued to this game now and
Oh
forget
my
the
God!
live
Monaco
streaming on
serious
YouTube.
chance.
That's an
That's
awful.
Fabregas. How did I'm watching Bet365 and the betting didn't go. Oh God.
Yeah, that's the worst thing when you're watching it on the bookie side and it doesn't suspend. You know that there's not a goal coming.
Oh, he's
offside
offside.
anyway, was he?
Offside anyway. Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't even know Fabregas was still playing.
Yeah.
He was actually
Yeah,
a
he's at
decent point
Monaco.
for a shot on target. I think he was
What
like
is he?
3-1 for a shot on target today.
Oh, yeah. Nice timing, Gary, letting us know now.
2-2
He
in
didn't
the
hit the
Denmark.
target there, so.
Our bet is
Slats-
getting screwed here at all together, slats. Your bet was 2-0 up, and now it's 2-2, and my bet was 2-0 up, and now it's 2-2.
Back on 2-all. Fuck it.
You said to us during the week, Slats, you were going to wait for the team news before you'd make any comment on the rugby. Have you had a chance to look at that?
Yeah, I had a look at the rugby, yeah. Where is this?
Can
I had it actually.
I just introduce a conversation point to this before you get stuck in, Slats? Like 5 of the Irish starting 11 or starting 15 are from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
When
Standard.
when did we turn into that team?
I mean, that's been going on for years. I mean, I'm sure it's the most they've had, but we've certainly had at least 3 playing.
Yeah, to be honest, I think the only thing that's changed is that the money, there's more money in the provinces, which is bringing more of them in, so more of them are nationalising, so more of them are getting into squad. It's not like we used to have a high in. But we've done it in soccer forever. We've done it in athletics. Do you know what I mean?
We haven't. We haven't had it. Like you needed to have a granddad. We haven't had it that you're there for 4 years.
What's the difference though? Some English fella born and raised English,
Imagine
English
international
parents, who had an
football.
Irish grandparents.
It was only 3 years, and
Imagine
James Lowe, who just got in before they've changed the law. They've changed it to 5 years now, so that should see it dip again a bit.
But actually, imagine the English football team if that was in football, or fucking. I mean, Jesus Christ, like it'd be crazy. You wouldn't actually be able to do that in football. I don't think.
The thing is, in football, like it wouldn't matter because like loads of the players coming to England, do you know what I mean? They're Spanish, they're Argentinian, they're German. They're going to keep wanting to play for those countries anyway. Do you know, rugby's kind of different in that you get people coming from good rugby nations that don't have a rich sport, so they don't have the money to pay for them to play as club players.
But
like
you
they have
get
in
a lot
Ireland.
of like young players that are playing 4 or 5 years in England and leave England at like 22 or 23 and then become world class. But I still don't think those young players would play for England. Like there seems to be just more loyalty to actually what.
Give me an example of what I don't quite understand that point.
So say, for
Give me an
example, Jesus, I need to give someone like who's say joined United Academy at 18 and fucking played till he was 22 and then moved on and became a good player. So
right.
I'm gonna have to reach out to
Gnabry at
someone.
Arsenal, say he went to Bayern,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and like,
and you're saying they're not declaring for England. Yeah,
Oh, this has gone
I can
pause.
see that.
It's gone pause. It could be Monaco though. Oh no.
There's nothing
Came
going
back.
on there.
PK.
Well,
Twice now, you have to get the hopes up.
something. It just.
No,
yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
I need to stop watching it.
Clock is
Yeah, it
ticking.
was a weak attempt trying to get a penalty.
That was it. Corny dive.
anyway, sorry, Scott, I got lost on a rant there. I apologise. Go on.
Oh, you're grand. A lot of people are against it, but I think it will plateau a bit with the 5 years now because, like, how many years does a rugby player really have in his career? You know, if you're bringing in someone and they have to play there for 5 years, are they even going to be getting their game at international level?
I did take offence to the commentary in the France-Ireland
The
game of the
BBC.
Six Nations. So the BBC commentator basically, he was like, he called like the lads 2 South Africans. So
No,
like,
the trio of South Africans is what he said.
trio, yeah, Ireland's trio of South Africans or something like that. It was like, hold on a minute, they're wearing a green jersey, so they're like, you know, if that's going to be the rule that they can declare for a country and play for them, you have to call them Irish. You can't be turning around and going,
Yeah,
oh, well,
but it was obviously a dig, though. Yeah, it's so big, like.
Yeah, it's definitely a dig. Yeah,
It was definitely a dig. But the thing is, England have been at it for ages. Do you know?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Loads
that's
of
the
players.
thing, like, fucking hell.
yeah. Oh, they've
Yeah.
easily had 5 playing in their team at some point.
Too
Yeah.
laggy.
And it's often like their stars as well are far
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
because
with
of
Tuilagi
Poland
used to be
and
one of
stuff,
their.
Girona
big
scored.
Oh,
like.
God. It's
Yeah.
unraveling tonight, lads.
Everything's just going to pot now.
but once this fucking goal goes in Monaco, we'd be happy enough, yeah? Well, I will be
We'll be
anyway.
laughing then, yeah.
It's
If it
still
goes
end to end. It's.
I mean,
I can still see there being a goal in this PSG Monaco game, and if
how
anything,
can
it's
I,
gonna be
in
Monaco.
fairness, like 15 minutes left.
So basically, if
How
this
far
comes
behind
in,
are
we'll
you,
have hit
Lee?
an even money shot.
Monaco have a free kick here in a decent position.
I mean, as far as I can see, Monaco have the ball in their own box.
You're 5 minutes behind, though.
I know.
Yeah, actually, PSG missed a very good chance 2 minutes ago. Sarabia or someone, whoever.
Yeah. So, Slats, so this Autumn Nations League thing, it's very fucking reminiscent of the shambles that they put into football. Like, is there,
Yeah.
I
I
suppose
think it's
better
kind
than,
of a money spinner, really, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's because they can't have the Southern Hemisphere teams up, so they just need to do something.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No, there was talk of this tournament before COVID. Anyway,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's that?
they're trying to make an annual international rugby tournament, but like it's never like I just don't see it becoming as big as the World Cup. So it's an international tournament, but it's not the World
Definitely
Cup.
not. No.
So like,
Bullshit.
yeah, I don't know.
And I mean, actually, you know, the Autumn Internationals actually had a good vibe about them because it was like a one-off game, you know, and it's like this little
Yeah,
shitty tournament in the Autumn.
I find that's the case in rugby anyway. Like even in the Six Nations, if Ireland are out of
Penalty for Monaco.
Yeah.
Told you to back PSG, didn't I?
Sorry, Slats. Sorry. Apologies
So,
apologies for what?
for interrupting.
No, Jesus, you're grand. I want to see this penalty. What's everyone watching on? I have it on Bet365, which is probably going to be the first show.
I'm on Sky Bet, and I'm actually watching it on
That wasn't a
Yeah,
penalty,
Fulham
by the
were
way.
behind.
There's not. It's not going to be overturned.
Oh my God, that is a terrible decision. Oh my God.
Very little in that, sure, isn't it?
Oh my God. Did they not have VAR there, no? I thought
They
it was
do.
offside overturned.
There is VAR, but they're going to. It's a penalty, so not being overturned.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. What's VAR there if it's not to stop
Is your
it?
man Volland taking it, going for a hat trick?
Fabregas.
Is it Fabregas?
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the odds. It kills my bet, but my
there
bet.
is VAR in progress.
Oh, there is. He's going to have a look. He's going to have a look.
He is, yeah. Why did
Nah.
you say it, Lee?
Sorry.
There's definitely that's never going to be a penalty, is it? There's not in it. Like
No, I don't think.
I
He's
don't
running
know.
over
You're
to
good
check it.
Fulham, like.
I don't
he
think that.
awarded it, LB, and now he's checking it.
Well,
He should,
that's what
yeah.
VAR is there for, but.
But he actually didn't protest too much, like the defender when it was given. He just stood
Yeah,
there.
When you
he
see that
didn't,
angle
yeah.
there, like when he's got his arm wrapped around him, you know, I don't think that was a penalty, by the way. But when the arm is wrapped around
Oh,
the
he's
neck,
getting a red card for something here. He's got the
Nah.
red card.
yeah, it's going to be a red card for the defender. Has to be.
He's got the red card out.
There's
Yeah,
no
there's
way.
red card
Like,
for the defender.
if you look at a decision and if that's given, and then you
Yeah,
look at the
PSG red
replay
card.
and you've got your arm around the fella's neck, as much as that's never a foul, the ref can't overturn that.
No, true.
Okay, it's still a penalty.
Yeah, he
boys. We
played-
want this.
I don't
This is
know.
good. This is good.
The
Well, this
Arsenal
will put us up over 400 quid, right?
Come on, Jess.
Is
Come
Fabregas
on.
Oh,
next Friday?
335 PK.
We
LB,
cash out.
435, 435.
Yeah. 400
LB,
quid.
what's Fabregas like for penalties?
It's good. It's
We'll
back
see
in
in a minute.
or back in
Very
Arsenal.
good,
LB, throw it on a Monaco win after this.
Yeah, they scored.
How far ahead of me are you, PK?
They're 1-9 to win on the odds now, so that means he scores. Yeah.
No, they scored. They showed it on Bet365. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
VAR on my screen.
Yeah, 3-2 Monaco.
I'm only looking at the penalty now in a sec.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
Turn the sound up a
Unreal.
bit louder there, Lee, will you?
I did it for you guys who are behind the
That's not
time.
me this time. All right, go on, Gary. Finish as you asked. Go on.
435. What a result.
lads, this whole 0 from 4 on our accumulator went well.
Fucking Den Bosch have come back against young Ajax.
That's what I was saying. And
Yeah.
That's mad.
and
So the
Jerome,
Ake were terrible, but the role in play were actually class. Who was saying put it all on PSG, by the way? Gary.
Oh, yeah,
Gary, but I'm saying put it all on Monaco now. What is it?
That's two massive calls, Gary, tonight that would have wiped us out on long shot away
still-
teams.
with end of time, there's over 10 minutes left in this game. I wouldn't be back in Monaco, not a hope.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to push on and
It's only
win.
1-9.
I'd be tempted to put 100 on another goal, like.
No, no way. If we I'd way prefer to throw on Monaco to win.
And Girona are 2-1 up against Espanyol to just fuck over my night altogether.
0 out of 5 for the.
PSG is great, nothing here. Yeah, and Neymar has been shit since he came on, and they're down to 10 men.
Yeah,
and
but
Monaco
this,
1-0 up.
this changes the dynamic of the game altogether. Like PSG are just going to press.
Yeah, what about 35 on the draw at 6-1? So then we'd have an even 400 to play with them.
I think we should stay away from the rolling banker anyway, because this is just kind of plucking money out of it to throw on any different way. You know what I mean?
No,
Slats,
we're
do
just
we have to
going to
remind you
go.
of your women's football bet that lost?
Yeah, exactly, Slats. We have a lot of
But
fucking
I
leeway
didn't
to
put
work.
fucking 35, couldn't it? I put the bank on it because that's what you do with the rolling banker.
Sorry, lads, is there any way of muting Slats there so we can have a proper conversation?
To be honest, right, in fairness, on this one, I go with Slats because, first of all, we were back in PSG. Then it was another goal. Then it's just a draw. Like,
Yeah,
so we're back in.
we're reacting to our environment. We're going with the flow. We're watching the game.
We're just throwing money around.
Okay, back
in fairness,
into the low interest savings account.
There's only 10 minutes left.
Go on, we're back into granny mode.
I won't get the bet on in 10 minutes anyway. So,
It's reckless.
I mean, you can back 1-1 draw at 1,000 to 1. Bit of value there.
Just do a
Do
fiver.
it. Do it.
We should throw something on this game anyway. We can't just zone out of it now.
We're getting carried away.
No, but come on, like just for the stream, let's have a bit of
What
live
else is
action.
going on?
We're
What
all
other games
glued
are-
to the fucking game and we had our kitty on it.
What other games are on in live at the minute?
There's going to be at least 6 minutes of added time, I'd say, with everything that's happened. So I've threw a tenner of my own money on another goal.
What price is a goal?
2-1, is it?
2-1.
Come on, throw the bank.
Yeah.
Go on.
Throw the whole lot on 4-3-5 on a 3.2.
No,
Come here.
don't.
Draw.
Get us up to £1,000. Or
No.
zero.
No, not another goal. No way. No way.
Find something else.
Yeah, point something else. Actually, it'd be a good stress for the last 6 minutes. Let's do it.
And I was starting to get way too stressed on the last round of it. I was like,
I mean,
I'm feeling stressed about
I mean, no, we're getting this. The banking.
Right. Sheriff, what are you saying?
Yeah, actually, there's a reason we have the sheriff.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's not Lee or Gary. So
I mean, there's loads of women's
I'm saying
football on. We're
leave it.
looking at this crap.
Although I do think
Who even
35
watched
and
this
61 would have been a good bet for a draw, but 7-1 now.
yeah, but PSG at 7-5 were a good bet as well, apparently.
They were. If we had backed them, they would have won. They just know where the money is and
Yeah,
down.
you're right.
They could feel the karma.
Yeah.
We've done actually very well tonight now. So we lost a tenner on the Yaka, but we're up. I can't do the maths in my head now. We're up a good bit on the rolling accumulator.
200 quid, is it?
Lucky we're not advertising ourselves as bankers. Like.
Yeah. When we get a spreadsheet and we put in 170, minus 170 plus 435 is giving us something that ends in 5 anyway.
Whatever that equals.
That ends in 5.
Probably
You know,
be
you're
like
260,
100.
It's about 260.
265.
There's a Portuguese cup game that's nearly at half time that there's a very strong
Sold.
away favourite in.
This match is suspended. The PSG game is suspended at the moment. Bet365.
Okay,
Nothing
sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know.
please
It's
don't
not.
be it.
It's not on Betfair, so I don't know. Doesn't. No, it's
Your
back.
manager's gone out to put the kettle on, hasn't he? He's just put it on suspend.
Yeah, there's probably not much else there for tonight.
No.
But there's any amount tomorrow. Like, I don't see why we can't get 2 or 3 bets in tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not in a
Yeah,
rush.
rumour has it there's a 50-1 horse run tomorrow that we could have 400 quid on.
Yeah.
217.50 each way. The whole bank.
How do we get the concept of this rolling thing to Gary altogether?
We've gone from 1 to 10, 1 to 20, and now to 50 to 1.
50 to 1. I mean, our risk appetite has gone just fucking.
Yeah,
Like if we actually bought the Corona, the risk appetite skyrockets.
Nah.
What would your bet of the weekend be? So, if you had to pick one to put this on,
Oh God.
Jeez,
I'd put the whole thing on. Both teams to score in the Sampdoria game at 4-6. I'd put the whole lot on.
I thought you were going to say some obscure over/under in the college football season.
I haven't actually had enough time to look at this weekend. There's 2 teams that I saw earlier in the week that are both plus 35 or plus 34, 35. I'd be very tempted by that. But I think
the Spurs City game will have goals, will it?
Well,
you'd expect,
imagine so,
but it won't be priced worth backing. Like
you're playing against a Mourinho team.
Yeah, that's a good point, PK.
Fucking
Jose.
You could never trust Jose.
We like Jose. We like Jose. Have to like Jose.
I mean, as per Gary, Villa are probably a good price against Brighton. There'll definitely be goals in that game.
So you don't like Jose?
No, I do. I'm a fan.
Yeah, but he's not the kind of guy you'd be hoping to have when you're backing goals in a match. You know?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, he's gone off the boil a bit recently, but Moussa Dembele for Celtic, the young French striker that we have.
What?
Yeah.
Dembele is at Lyon, right? You're talking Edward?
Sorry, Edward. Yeah. He was
that young Celtic striker Larson. Great.
Just as well we have our
because I was actually
me going through live score. How come Dembele hasn't scored? He's knocking in 20 seasons in France.
No, because I was looking at I was actually looking at I had Dembele on the screen here trying to compare his record. because he was another fucking serious striker that Celtic had. But Edouard needs to be snapped up because he's finished at Celtic now because his head's gone. He needs to be snapped up by someone in the Premier League.
Where would you see him going, Lee?
It's only 4 minutes injury time in that PSG game, and 2 minutes of it are up. So
thank God we avoided it. Is that what you're saying?
We'd be crying right now, waiting for whatever PSG to win 4-3 or whatever Gary wanted to do.
Thanks, Captain Negativity.
Like, you can't just say the bet would have won if we had backed it. Like,
that's the way it works, man.
Yeah.
But
like the Aki that we backed earlier.
But just to finish my little story for Edouard, because I heard during the week that he's France's records goal scorer at under 21 level. So I was looking up his record, and he scored 15 goals in 10 games. And his record, yeah, he scored 40 goals for Celtic in 67 games. Like, he's fucking unbelievable.
He might go back to France then, the way you're saying it.
Well, I mean, the fella I misnamed him for, he went back to Lyon. I mean, I fucking
wasn't
you
it
know
great?
then. Huh?
Would one of those smaller Premier League teams take a chance on him? I suppose they would, like the ones that are lacking goals.
Celtic players have a habit of going to Southampton, and like,
oh, they have a gluttony. Well, Che Adams is playing well, and Danny Ings will be back.
Van Dijk, Wanyama, fucking Gary Hooper went down there.
Speaking of Wanyama, remember we talked about where he is now?
Yeah.
But he's the first round, the prelims of the playoffs in the MLS is actually starting tonight. And the mighty Inter Miami are playing Nashville Soccer Club. Which they're two new teams, so God knows.
Two expansion teams, lovely.
Yeah, and Montreal are playing New England Revolution.
What's that preliminary? What was like a friendly or what?
No, it's a prelim to see who plays in the quarterfinals of the conference. So basically, there's 14 teams in the conference, and 10 of them made the playoffs.
That's nearly like participation medal stuff at that stage.
Stop. So I think Toronto are playing the winners of the other one, the Inter Miami and Nashville game. But guess who's do you know who the manager of Montreal Impact is?
Thierry Henry.
It is, yeah. I was just going to say we watched a team that he coached. And Victor Wanyama is not playing tonight. Guess why?
COVID.
No, he's playing a friendly international for Kenya over the MLS playoffs.
Come on. That's what you want to see.
Isn't it crazy, like?
It's not crazy at all. Yeah.
Of course it's crazy. How can you play for a club and then they make the playoffs and go, oh, I have to play a dinky game for my country?
PK.
National pride. What are you talking
If you knew anything about loyalty, you'd be able to understand that.
You shut your mouth. Loyalty. How would you know about it?
It's into the 6th minute of this 4 minutes of injury time in the PSG again.
Meant to be. No, actually, there can't be a goal in that because that'd mean I'd have a bet come in tonight. No, that can't happen.
How would you have a bet come in if there was a goal?
Because I backed another goal at 2-1.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So actually, other than the rolling bank, we've actually had a pretty terrible night at the picking so far.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
I know, but we're still up. We're up money, like, so you can't really argue with that. You know?
No, yeah, we're well up actually, and we've done well last weekend as well, so it's a good run.
Full time there, so I think I've made us over 80 quid that Gary was looking to lose.
But we were going to lump on Miami or on Monaco to fucking
actually,
you did say that.
Yeah, that was 17%. So it'd actually be you actually kind of cost us 80 quid, slats. In fairness.
Oh
God!
I kind of want to keep going. This is fantastic. I mean, I think we should just ride the.
I know we'd be sitting here at 3 o'clock in the morning watching.
I know, yeah. What sport is on next? Wait until the fucking Asian kickoff at 5:30.
I've been there so many times. It doesn't end well, is all I'll say.
You asked for a bet of the weekend, I'll be, and to be honest with you, I hadn't looked a whole pile. But I'm looking now, and tomorrow in the Bundesliga, Dortmund are playing away to Hertha Berlin, and they're like 13-20, which it doesn't sound great to most, but like there's literally nothing to like. Normally Dortmund would be like 1-2 in certain games like this, and looking at the form and head-to-heads and away records, and like Hertha Berlin have only scored 2 at home this season yet and conceded 10. So it seems like a bit of a goal kick, really, to add to an accumulator or even put the pot on or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good one to note down, especially if we can pull a few of them together. So like Sampdoria, the game was 4-6. This one is 13-20. You know what I mean? There's a couple in there. Then we definitely get a bet out of it.
Bayern are 1-10 if we want to revert to old on the pop building.
It never feels right to be back in those juggernauts or something like those odds.
Juggernauts.
Yeah.
Well,
Look, now that the game is wrapped up, we'll wrap the show up here as well. So we'll be back next week, midweek, and we'll be giving you the same as this week. We'll do a preview of what's coming up on the Friday, and then we'll wrap. Well, we'll go live on the Friday. And we'll do a bet along like tonight, where we'll hopefully continue to roll that bank from low amounts up to
double it.
hopefully pretty high amounts. Yeah.
You never asked me my rugby bets.
Oh, jeez.
We never got them.
I thought you ended a bit early, LB. Fuck's sake.
Oh, wow.
I brought it up twice and we never got the bet. Come on, what's the bet other than...
Now, rush them. What's the bet? Come on.
Come on. What's the bet?
I'm up against the clock tonight. So there was a few things I was looking at.
No, you actually got as much time as you want.
No,
There's no rush.
take loads of time.
Okay, grand. So, I do think Ireland could win, but I think they could also get hockeyed. But
Covering your bases, I love it. Could be a draw maybe as well.
If they win, this is the point. If they win, they'll have to beat them in the forwards. I don't, you know what I mean? Like it'll be dominating the pack. James Ryan, it's his first game as captain. I think he's like the 4th youngest captain for Ireland. If Ireland win, betting on backing him to be man of the match, I think is a decent bet. He's 16-1 to be man of the match. I think you're better off backing him to be man of the match than you are for backing Ireland to win. So I just think that's a good.
What's the story with him getting made captain? What's the what's the thinking behind that?
Well, he's guaranteed to be starting in that team for the next 5-10 years. So
it's like they're building that's a decision to build him as the captain into the next.
And I mean he definitely would have to have good captain leadership qualities in him too, which I'm sure he's shown. The stuff that you really only see in the dressing room or over time, you can see it on the pitch occasionally too, I guess. But he'd have to have the right attributes to be a captain, which by all accounts he does. So why not go?
Is that like Johnny Sexton, obviously, because he was captain before, was he?
Well, Sexton is captain, but he's injured, so that's why Ryan's getting it.
Yeah,
but Sexton's coming toward the end of his career, so really I'd be keeping it with Ryan for the next Six Nations and from then on.
But that's what I was going to ask. Is it going to is this a temporary thing or is this actually now a permanent move for the captain?
No, there's stuff about Ryan. He's definitely going to be making lines towards. He's definitely going to be captain in Ireland. It's only a matter of time, so why not? It's only is he mature enough for it, ready for it? But I was looking O'Mahony was captain at 23, O'Driscoll was captain at 23. I think O'Connell was captain at 24. So
is that all he is? Is he 23?
No, he's 24. Right. He's but no, he must be 24. Yeah. So yeah, it's not unheard of captain at this age, but he's elk of those players, or what you call it.
It's funny that you're rattling off those early ages, lads, and me and Lee were listening to a speech or a talk by Stuart Lancaster earlier in the week, just generally about leadership in sport and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. I like Lancaster. He speaks well.
Yeah, I really do like him, and I rate him.
Yeah,
but
I liked him when he was England coach and all.
Yeah, I said that as well. I think I liked him especially as England coach because they had that really bad World Cup. It was kind of
I felt so bad for him. I mean, he
got shafted in that. I don't think it was his fault. And he's
not in the slightest.
He is a very likable guy, but he obviously he's kind of plugging a leadership course, and he kind of says that it's teachable to anybody, and that's I really don't think it is. I don't think it's teachable.
No,
some of the skills are, but you look at it there, and all these guys 22, 23, 23, 24. you're not learning at 31 when you're, as people in the Q&A are
Yeah, but
It's
middle school.
personality and everything. If you look at like Zebo and O'Mahony came out of Prez in the same year. They were both in the same class in school. Like Zebo you're never going to follow Zebo. He's never going to captain you. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the personality for it at all. O'Mahony was captain in Prez. You just knew he was going to go on to captain Munster, captain Ireland. Like he just had that quality in him. Like
it was the
follow
same thing
O'Mahony
with
at the war. Like.
Yeah, Lancaster was saying it as well. He was a PE teacher in school, and he was obviously honing his skills. And then he got a job at the Leeds Academy, and he was there 2 years, and the head coach at Leeds retired, and he basically he's like, I thought I was pretty good, and I had no right to get that job. But I went to the board and I said to them my plan and that I was going to be able for it. And I gave a presentation on my view for the future of the club. And you're just like, well, there you go then. Do you know what I mean? You're clearly not the same type of person as all these other guys. So, on the one hand, they're saying, oh, it's so coachable. But then you're going, you're 2 years out of being a PE teacher and you've just decided that you've got the stones to go and present to the board of the club why you should be the one taking them forward.
Yeah. Well, he is an impressive booker, in fairness.
Very so, yeah. I really do think he got shafted out of that England job.
He totally got shafted. I mean, what lasted for them was an on-pitch decision to go for the corner against Wales when they could have tied up that match.
Yeah,
got a draw. It was just like arrogance on the pitch. He wasn't making that call. That was, a captain's decision. Like, I can't think of who the captain was. Chris. Anyway, he took responsibility.
Chris Robshaw.
Yeah, Robshaw. He took responsibility for that decision. And it was never Lancaster's decision.
No.
But failing to get out of your group in a home World Cup, he was always going to get fired, I suppose. I don't think it was the right decision.
I can see him going back to that job. I can see him getting it after Eddie Jones.
They'd be struggling to find someone better than him, really. And I mean, a lot of Jones' success is on the back of Lancaster's work too.
He really did actually set that whole thing up. And then Jones, who I don't particularly rate or don't like, just swanned in and
don't like is a fucking understatement.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
He's a little fucker, to be quite blunt about it. But
I presume half of England think that too. But
definitely, but just because you have these scumbags on your side, it's like,
he's their fucker. Like he's doing his job. So. Another bet that I saw, I'm not going to back it. Well, maybe I will. I just thought it was interesting, right? Farrell not to miss any kicking. What odds would you think he is?
Not to miss any penalty or any kick?
Yeah, to be 100% kicking against Ireland.
I'd say evens.
It'll be?
Not to miss.
They have 100% kicking against Ireland.
So he's probably going to get like 6 or 7 kicks in the match.
Well, this is it. Will he, though? I mean, will Ireland concede that many penalties or tries?
Yeah,
I think we'll concede. I think if we're minus...
against them, right?
Bear in mind now that if it's a penalty from distance, Elliot Daly will take it.
Yeah, but we're plus 11. So you've got to cook into that they're scoring 2 or 3 tries. Realistically. Yeah. So there's 3 tries, and then penalties. I could easily see us giving away 7 kickable penalties. Like at the high end, obviously, I'd say 4 or 5 is definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
So he's expected to get around, say, somewhere between 5 and 8 kicks at goal. Yeah. I think he'll get 5 out of 5, 7 out of 8. So I would say it's pretty likely that he'll get all of them. But I'd say in betting senses, he'll be 2-1, 5-2.
Yeah. 13-8, yeah. Yeah. So.
And do you know what probably the biggest risk to him is
nice, LB.
Yeah, I'm actually pleased with that.
Nice, LB.
Yeah. That he would score, they'll score a try in the corner, and then that'll be a very tough conversion.
That's what it will, because Daly takes riskier penalties. Well, not necessarily riskier, but the distance penalties, it makes him safer to score his penalties. But it'll just be if there's a conversion in the corner.
And it's not like he can turn it down. Do you know what I mean? Like a really shitty penalty, they'll just kick for touch if they have to. But a really shitty conversion, they go for it, So, yeah.
Who are England's wingers these days?
What's his name? Joseph, who I prefer as a centre.
Yeah, he used to play centre, right?
But who's on the other wing? Daly's full back.
May? No, he's not there anymore, is he?
Yeah, it is. It's Johnny May. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the other bet I was looking at was for first try score. The English players, the English back three are the favourites first. So all the Irish odds get pushed out a bit. But one that was standing out, that looking worth a punt that I'm definitely going to get on is Chris Farrell is 40-1 to be first try scorer. He's playing the centre. He's the same odds as Porter and Cian Healy. Like, he's the same odds as two props to score the first try. Like, and he's a centre. He's playing opposite Ollie Lawrence for England. It's only his second start, his third cap. So, like, you would expect him to have a bit of an edge there. He's a big lad.
It's so funny that you said that, right? And we've talked about it with shots on target. I was actually talking to our, Healy about it, right? And he's actually one of Gary's kind of logic. So I think we've lost Gary. I don't want to steal his credit here, but he's talked about, there's certain matches where over 11.5 corners is the even money corners bet. So they're obviously expecting loads of them. And then the centre back will be like 40-1 for 25-1 for a shot on target. And you're like,
it doesn't tally like the two
and you like that there, obviously the Irish players are higher odds because because we are the massive underdogs. But would you really expect, like a try scoring centre to be the same price as a non-try scoring forward?
Yeah, and whatever about Healy, like Porter, I don't know, does he have a try for Ireland yet? Like, he's not prolific anyway. Now, Farrell hasn't been scoring much, but he's
Andrew Porter probably never
is the sort of guy. I don't think he has, Lee. If he has, he's got one. But like Farrell is the sort of guy, he carries a lot. When you're carrying the ball a lot, you're likely to score. Porter's like that's not really his game.
I think Farrell is still underrated as a centre. Like, he's got a great step. He's got plenty of pace, and he's a strong bastard. Like, so
his sort of try could just be, it's going to be forward, and then it'll just go out. Yeah, and then he'll
barrel his way between two defenders.
Yeah. But like going out is like just outside the post because there's fucking 20 players in the ruck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just 40-1. It's definitely.
So actually, got some huge odds.
Double that up with our horse at 50-1 tomorrow, and won't be chatting.
So PK, recap it, PK, for the viewers, because I think we've lost Gary. Which was the horse that 66 or 50-1?
So on the 225 at Haydock, the race, the competitive handicap hurdle just before the Ascot Chase, it's Klein 50-1. Evan Williams. Horse. Yeah. Well, he's 66-1 on Bet365, but you'll find Bet365 in 4 places. You might find an extra place in some bookies.
Why is that the show, PK? What's that based on?
What?
This 50-1 show or 66-1 show?
His form, admittedly, now in the last 18 months to whatever hasn't been great. But he did run in a champion hurdle, and he had a couple of good wins before that champion hurdle. So he didn't go off unbacked in the champion hurdle 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. So he's got a bit of class. Whether now he's at 3 miles, which is an unknown because he was running the champion hurdles over 2. So I'm just trying to get the race up here and just see but it's like I said, it's a very competitive handicap.
Can I ask you another question that I'm interested in? Because I know nothing about horse racing. For me, anytime I look at a race of horses, it's like, I don't know them. I don't remember who races. I don't look at it closely enough. Like, I just think people remembering horses specifically and understanding and having an opinion about why they fancy them or why they're favourites or why they're this or why they're that. Like, is it like following football players and having an understanding of the form?
I was the same as you, Lee. I had no clue about it. And even though I would have bet a lot, I never backed horses. Like, even, me and Slats were doing it back when we were both in Dublin. We were betting loads, but never looking at horses. And then I got sat beside a certain colleague of ours, DH, who he's obviously big into it. And just by sitting there, I learned so much about it. And then with Gary sitting beside him here, it's the same thing. He talks it the whole time. And you just do learn it. Like, if I said to you, who did, whatever League of Ireland team you're supporting, I don't even actually know who you like. But if you remember who played in Cup finals 3 years ago, or who when Aaron Rodgers threw the ball.
No, you probably asked me the one footballing question I couldn't remember.
Yeah, but like you'd remember the distance of a throw that Aaron Rodgers threw and who caught it and how many
some,
yards he ran to
some
score.
random
For
fucking
people that are
facts.
into horse racing, they'll just know all that stuff. Like listening to Healy, O'Keefe, and Gary talk about races that were 7 years ago. I can't remember how old I was 7 years ago, and they'll remember how much
But I
weight
can't
these
remember
horses
a football
carry.
match from 7 years ago, but these fuckers can remember horses on a fucking cold Thursday night.
But I'd remember matches from.
That's because you might have had a
Barca.
punt on them, and the race could have been very memorable or anything. Like these things happen. Like you might remember an incident in a football game though as well. Like in horse races can be like that. To go like, oh jeez, he was 5 lengths clear and he hit the last, and you got robbed.
Yeah.
Like there was a race at Cheltenham last year, and I'll never forget it because I had a good bit of money on that Goshen in the. That was the Triumph Hurdle. No, it wasn't the Triumph.
What are we talking?
It was the Triumph Hurdle. And he was 10 lengths clear, and he fell. He fucking threw off the jockey going over the last. I had 100 quid on him, but I didn't actually because it was a free bet, and I had 100 on him, and it was the guy, the champion chaser. What's his? Oh, this is bad that I can't remember this. Who won the champion chase the last 2 years? I'll be.
Well, I
Did you not just hear the story I just told?
Nicky Henderson trains him. Come on. He's the best.
Oh, Henderson.
Sorry, Algier. So there was a couple of horses that were unknown that, like, I think Pour de Chanson for Willie Mullins went into favourite in the champion chase, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. Why Algier was 2-1 going into the thing when he won the last two, and he was just the only race he had lost was over 3 miles, when it just didn't make any sense. So I backed him and Goshen. Goshen was 4-1, and then Algier was so I would have returned 1,400 for the 100 I had on, and then Algier didn't run, and some no horse, like a horse that Algier had beaten out of sight 3 or 4 times, won the champion chase, and then Goshen fell at the last for 400 quid. It would have been a 400 quid return anyway.
Your sense of disgust, PK, is still going strong a year later.
But these are the things. These are the things you remember, right? These are the things, like, and that's how horse racing goes. Like, you just have moments, and you have big horses, and
the thing about memory though is, it is very much built on knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I said to you 10 random words in English, you'd remember them. If I told you 10 German words, you won't, because we don't have that base knowledge. It's the same with racing. Like, I'll have watched races with Gary. We'll have bets on them.
It's a great analogy, LB, actually, in fairness.
Yeah, happy with that. Yeah, my 2 proud ones. Not the bets.
This is your second air high five tonight.
Yeah, but I'll have watched races with Gary, like in the bookies or in the pub, that we both had bets on. And then, like 6 months later, he'll say to me, he'll be like, "Oh, and you remember this?" And I'm just like nodding my head. I'm not really even sure the words he's saying fully make sense to me, because he remembers the race exactly how it went, and I just remember that we got £200 and then we spent it in the pub. So I think having the knowledge is a huge part, and obviously we don't have that.
For remembrance.
There's a thing too as well for horse racing, is probably the best buzz in gambling, having a horse. Two horses going like head to head, going down to the last, like, and you have a good punt on one, like. You're just there, and you're like, "Oh, don't fall, beat it," and you're just shouting. You're shouting everything at it, every emotion. Like, don't fall, and then your horse gets on top, and you're shouting, and then the other horse has come back. You're going, "Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off." It's like,
but
it's a mad horse.
We had the shares in the one earlier in the year. It's probably the most exciting I've ever had. Was when that horse, when it was just like, when you're looking at it go, because usually anything we back is like, "Oh, he's in with a chance," and then no, he's not going to win. This one, it was just, you're like, something about that horse looks like it's going to win, and it was just unbelievable. The best crack I've ever had.
Where is that thing racing soon? Is it? Because I had a fucking.
Jupiter's retired.
What?
He retired.
Got the stud?
Well, not got the stud because he'd been operated on when he was younger, but gone out to the pastures.
The poor bastards.
What does gone out to the pastures mean? Is that the glue factory, or do they
actually put out in a field to the pastures? Like,
LB, you fucking.
Come on.
Well, that's what we were offered to continue our arrangement, but we were politely told that a lady who is very, kind of takes on horses at the end of their career. Basically, he doesn't.
A lady. Okay.
No, not like an actual human lady.
Have another year left.
No, he doesn't have the constitution to run all the time, and he'd been doing a lot of running. Now he needed a break, and basically, it'd be kind of unfair on him to try and bring him back racing next year. And somebody else has said this, and we'll take him off your hands and put him out in the fields and just let him live out his days. So if you're really cruel bastards, you can continue, but you should just let him go. So we let him go.
Like, how much would that horse have earned? Like, Like, I mean,
Gee,
we're like,
to be honest, I don't know. You'd have to ask Gary.
You can
I
look
think
that
the
up. You
the
can look
two
it up.
races, yeah. I think the win in the place that we had while we were involved, I think the prize money was probably about $3,000.
Yeah.
but
But
like,
it's
it's a
money.
definite loss for everyone involved in it.
It's a few thousand you had on in the bookies that won you money, right?
Yeah, I did very well out of that personally, but in
Oh, did
England,
you?
it's not like it. In Ireland, like the prize money is not high enough for it to be a
No.
profitable.
No.
Hmm.
French racing is very highly paid. Like, you could have a profitable business there, but in England and Ireland, it's just gambling or just something that you do because you're a millionaire and you enjoy it.
I guess if you just hit the jackpot and get the right horse, then you're going to make profit.
Oh yeah. But I could say the same about buying lotto tickets. You know what I mean? You're not going to.
It is a lottery, like it really is. Like
And come here, LB, why did you
Would
do
it be
great on that?
would it be say the top 10% of horses that would make decent money, or would it be the top like 30%, or would it only be the top 1%? You know what I mean? Like how
I
much
defer
of
to
it?
PK there. I don't know.
Oh, it's a very low percentage. It's there's
The
there's thousands of horses out there, and I'd say
Yeah.
less than 5% probably pay their way in prize money.
really, yeah.
I'd have said so, because you have to remember the big races that are worth lots of money, the same horses win them. You know what I mean? Like
so there's probably some super profitable horses, but then loads of them are not. Yeah.
So, like, are you looking to make your money then if you're involved in this game from knowing about things that the market doesn't know, from betting on the horse rather than prize money?
So
if
there
you're
are some
trying to make
people.
money, but most people aren't trying to make money. They're in it for
That's
the love of the game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That people aren't. Most people who you meet, like I knew nothing about horse racing 3 years ago, and then my knowledge has gone so up in the last 6 months being involved with Jupiter. And most of the people who are in it aren't in it to make money, because they
just enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
Like you'll see a group of lads like LV, like the boys that love it, like but can't afford a horse, they couldn't afford it. They'll get 15 or 20 of them together and they'll buy a horse and they'll have their share in it, and then they can afford it, but they know they're probably not going to make their money back on it. But they get a few days out at the races in the owners' enclosure.
But if you look at it, like, you don't make money supporting a football team. Do you know what I mean?
No,
but you really enjoy what you do.
That's very true. Yeah,
so that's the way I'd look at it. I have a huge amount more respect for it now than I did before.
You're actually telling me a whole different perspective to think about that scenario there, just by saying what you said. Because like I would never would have thought about, like, you're paying a season ticket like $4,000 a year. Why wouldn't you invest on the horse and have fucking 3 or 4 days out a year?
But that's it, and you don't have they have that sort of passion for this sport, like, as well, that you do for soccer, like, so that to them it's like the ultimate dream is to own a racehorse, so that and it's affordable then at some level, but it's not about making money.
Yeah, you do get the odd fella who's like in it the way you described, who want to pull one over on the bookies and sort of get there, but that's kind of the numbers wise, I think it's very rare.
It has to be very common.
Yeah, I'd say it is, but I mean, how many success stories I'd say are pretty rare.
No, because like why the fuck is there like 10 horses running in Navan on a Tuesday night at 5:30? It's not the $5,000 prize money. Like, what is that? Like, I just don't get it to an extent, to be honest.
But even that then is kind of like, you look at your leagues and you're like, why are they even in the league? They're never going to win it. Do you know?
Like, there's multiple reasons to run a horse in that race, though. There's ones, and you're right, actually, like, most of them are plotting to win a race at some stage. So when a trainer has a horse, say mid handicapper, like, what they're trying to do is get it set for a race. They'll pick a race later in the season to go, right, these are, we're going to see where we're at. We'll try and get it handicapped so there's a better chance, lower weight, and we'll have it. You train them at different points in the season so that they're better prepped for certain races. You can't train them to be fully fit all season, because
but then obviously the jockeys are pulling them up and not racing them 100%.
Oh, it happens. Oh, definitely, yeah. And the people that own them hope to know about the day that they're on the go one day, and that's when their money should go in on them. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah. But it's not the reason they go into own it, most of them. Like, it's not the reason they put money into horses. Like, just to.
I won't say any name here, but like, even the little bit I've been involved in, I hear people talking who are far more knowledgeable than me, and even them, people who would just, like, say the equivalent to Gary, like people who know the sport very, very well, but not necessarily entirely on the inside of it, and they're talking about, and they're like, oh, Mark Lee, to watch his horses because they're good for a bet, and certain people have a reputation where they might not really be in it for the love of it as much as that they know that if they play their cards right, they can make money. So
I call cowboys. There's a few known trainers for sure. Anyway,
so it definitely goes on, but the amount of people that are in it just because they love it is way
Yeah.
higher than I realised.
Is it? Because I always thought it was the other one was higher. I just thought it was like a whole fucking like
No,
everyone's just fucking gaming the system to make
The whole
money
thing
off
was
the
a con.
bookies and the whole
to-
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I
no.
spent years thinking that.
I think the ultimate dream in National Hunt anyway is to like to own a horse and for it to be better than you thought it was and get to Cheltenham, any race in Cheltenham. That's the ultimate
And
dream.
like
Then you
what
get
does
into the
national
owners'
hunt
enclosure
actually
with
mean? Is that
Huh?
is that the
National Hunt
flag?
is over hurdles, Lee, which
Yeah,
I
hurdles.
only
that's
found
jumping
out
and that's